wonder if I can see this.
You can't see it?
Well, I can't see the comments. I can look at the comments on another thing though.
If you look at comments, there's private chat and then there's comments. You should be able to see there.
I didn't download this app though. I'm using it.
I put the comments. The comments are in the video now. All right.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. We have a special, very special episode today. Not only we have a major collab, we have Nicole Josephine here, Anthony, and Mark Berry that you guys know. We also are branching out a little out of hover. We're going to be talking about XTIA and Surf Air Mobility. This is a sort of eVTOL podcast today. I'll just do a quick introduction. You guys may already know Anthony, Hover mega super fan now. Not just super fan, now I'm mega super fan. And we have Mark Berry, aerospace engineer and pilot. He knows all about aircraft, so this is perfect to always have him on when we chat eVTOLs. Very fun. Thanks for joining. And we have Nicole Josephine. First of all, she is a mother, but she's also a stock trader. Not only she trades her own stocks, she actually trades for her family. So she's kind of like a family office or like a mini hedge fund, which is pretty
Family
cool.
hedge fund.
Yeah, right. But without the actual like slow non-risk, like she goes risky. She goes into penny stocks. She goes all in. And we are going to be talking about some fun penny stocks that we are all, well, I don't know if you're all bullish on these. I know definitely Hover, but we have Surf Air Mobility and XTA, which are also going to be interesting to talk about. They seem to be at an inflection point, I believe. I don't know what you guys believe, but Nicole, long time since you've been on. I'll let you say hello. And I guess there is no exact agenda today. We're kind of going to be bouncing around the stocks. But I'll let you say a little hello, maybe introduce yourself to people who don't know, like what do you do with stocks a little bit. She's also on YouTube and on TikTok and on like everything on X. So check her out. But like, tell people, what do you kind of do day to day?
I look for companies. Well, I also teach I teach my classes online, but that's about it. And then I look for stocks. And I don't know. But if I was going to say about Surf Air Mobility, I think I would like to watch the news, and I do believe that Sean Duffy is going to give them a contract to revitalize the air traffic control stuff. So I don't know if other people think that too.
I'm not too familiar with that whole Sean Duffy stuff. Can you give people a little bit of a explanation, maybe? Mark and Anthony, do you guys know about that? Maybe she can explain.
Well, I know that there's some requests for information where the FAA is now reaching out to the different, out to industry, saying we want to revamp the air traffic control system. Clearly, as you've seen, with previous delays, like everything is ground-based and everything is wire-based. The equipment in the ATC system is from like the 1950s and 1960s. So it is definitely ripe to be completely overhauled. But in addition to that overhaul, they need to change the framework of it as well. And I won't speak for Nicole, but that plays into Surf Air Mobility or anything with autonomy, and which I believe is this next wave we're going to, where you could pretty much say, all right, whether it's a drone or it's a larger aircraft flying cargo or it's flying people, you're going to want to be able to get in and just say, okay, go. And if it's taking off from a runway or it's a vertical takeoff asset, it'll join up with the air traffic control system, and either through AI or either a preset flight plan, most likely navigate itself through the airspace. All right, Nicole, that was my bit of what I suspect. I also suspect you probably have more information than I do.
Well, they're saying it's the $20 billion extra. That would be big. They want to replace it, fully modernize ATC, the air traffic control. I'm speculating that's going to be Surf Air Mobility and their OS that they did with Palantir. Yes?
It very much could be. Yeah, if Surf Air Mobility worked with Palantir, there's also another company out of, let me see if I can look it up. Maybe it's still Surf Air. Stand by. I'm going to let you guys keep talking and let me look. I had
Hey,
a colleague.
Go ahead, Anthony.
I thought of something too. I actually just realized it 5 seconds ago listening to you guys, but with all the underutilized regional airports in the country, with the talk about how long the infrastructure with charging vertiports and stuff would take, it's kind of like it would be in the best interest to kind of dust the cobwebs off of things that we already have in existence than to like let those regional airports just sit around rotting while then we have to do this entire endeavor to pump out a bunch of regional airports. So just mathematically, that would be the correct angle, I think.
Matan, if you could you pull up the website skyvector.com? And skyvector.com will show you the chart, like pretty much an aviation chart. If you put that up on the screen, you can see all of the different airports that are currently out there that are just community airports, county airports. Yeah, so if you zoom in a little bit, like the colors that you're seeing are actually reporting the weather. What you see green without anything on it is actually clear. Blue is marginal IFR. Go ahead and zoom in on it a bit. Yeah, so every single one of those red circles is an airport.
Wow.
Like there are airports everywhere.
Wow.
So once the airspace, once the FAA changes up, like you can see Washington D.C. with the big red, that's the CIFRA over Washington D.C. It's always like a controlled airspace or a restricted airspace that you just can't go fly through unless you get permission. But like look at all of the different airports just up and around the New York, D.C.
They're all so close to each other. It's crazy everywhere.
They can all be very close to each other. Yeah. So if you were to have an autonomous, and if you change the airspace around to where you don't need a pilot, which obviously for me as a pilot would suck, but I'm sure there's still plenty of work to do. Yeah, it zooms out and zooms in really quickly, so you got to be careful.
Yeah, it's a little bad to zoom in and out, but I wanted to see the world actually. They have I mean, it's not just US, it's literally everywhere.
Wow.
So to Anthony's point, you can like you're not going to have like you don't need if you could have hybrid technology implemented where you're just running off of jet fuel or existing fuel, because every single one of those airports has a fuel tank at it. Like it'll service most likely a jet airplane. It'll definitely service 100 low lead. So not that we're going to be using 100 low lead much longer, but yeah. All right. I've spoken enough. Sorry, guys.
I think they're going to get it. And also Palantir invested in them like 19%. So I think that there has to be a reason they did that. But I don't exactly know what they operate like private aircrafts.
So yeah, looking at their website, they have a couple of different business tranches. One of them is they're pretty much a charter service like NetJets. But they are also getting more into, they want to get into electrification. And can you click on air technology? Yeah, they have the largest fleet of Cessna Caravans.
Yes.
And I believe they want to convert Cessna Caravans to autonomous and also eventually convert them to a hybrid or basically a hybrid electric, which is pretty much like a PT6, which is the same engine that's on that's going to be on Hovers aircraft, is on a Caravan. And what is the company that's converting to hydrogen, or they did the hydrogen technology? They did that with pretty much a modified PT6 as well. So
I just want to say they actually have four parts of their business, which is pretty much all here. Air mobility, they have private charter, which is their kind of like NetJets, right? Private jet chartering, which is very expensive, very easy to book, awesome platform. Scheduled flight, not as easy to book, not as great of a platform, but very cheap flights that actually go to all those thousands of airports, unlike your regular airlines like United, Spirit, whatever, that fly only the big airports. So that's what's unique about the scheduled flights aspect. And I think this part alone, this already makes money. I think like 70 million it made this year for them. This they can scale a lot more, I think, if they like just advance it. And how are they going to be advancing it? With their other two technologies, Surf OS, the platform that will allow them to fly in more routes, allow them to have like better economics and make everything cheaper. And then electrifying the aircrafts, like Mark was saying. Right now, they fly a bunch of Cessnas, other planes too, but a bunch of Cessnas, and they're all gas planes, right? So they're creating an electric powertrain, and they're going to be selling that to Cessnas, as they already kind of have the ins with them. That's the main overarching thing that I know about Surf. Whether they're going to actually succeed in those things is a big question, but people are very excited about the Palantir partnership, and that Surf OS part of it is there's three parts of it. They have Operation OS, which is people operating the aircrafts, kind of like the airliner. The owner of the aircrafts, like more like your Boeing and stuff, an OS platform for the owners, and then an OS platform for the it's for the brokers, because unlike most businesses, all these planes are used right now by brokers. Like brokers make people fly. You don't go on Google and really book a private jet. You call someone, kind of like you call a realtor to sell your house. You don't really do it direct. Things are kind of changing, but they're building a platform for the brokers. So they're actually not making their job obsolete. It's actually complementary to their job. They're helping them make more money, which is kind of a win-win rather than being competition. So I think those are very interesting. And the Surf OS has a huge TAM in itself, even if all the other parts don't make money, but they are, which is very interesting. And with their market cap being what it is, I think they're really priced very well right now. Like, yeah, Nicole, what do you think? What got you in Surf? I know you've been talking a little about it.
Well, I watched them after Palantir went in, and then I waited for a while, and then they went all the way back down. So then
Smart.
I think that'll be good. And their thing that they talk about, the Surf OS, they're saying it's going to AI enable operating system for private aviation. There seems like they have a lot of private planes that crash, so that is obviously needed. Allocating 26 million from a recent 100. Well, that's how they did it with Palantir. What do they mean when they say AI-enabled operating system for private aviation? Like all the rich people that take private planes?
It can probably more be, there's a lot of like logistics that are happening in the background. Like you could, when the airplane can need services, airplanes go down for scheduled maintenance all the time. Or there can be a part on the airplane, say like a hydraulic pump, that needs to be, serviced at 100 hours, and the airplane is approaching that 100-hour period of time. That right now is most likely kept in a non-digital log. And what they're going to do is they're going to take that entire fleet and say, we can digitize this entire thing. So we know exactly when a component needs to be serviced or replaced. We can have it scheduled. We can have it ordered on time. And so it's going to make the fleet far more efficient. And it also allows owners to look ahead too, to be like, okay, these are the costs we're going to incur. That's on the maintenance side. Then on the scheduling side, I would expect that anytime if you have an entire fleet and you have one airplane that if someone calls up and says, hey, I want to get from, the four of us are all in the same place and we want to fly to, we want to fly to Hawaii because we're going to take a vacation, right? We don't necessarily need a global 8,000. We need something a little bit smaller, say like a G5 or something. We would put in that request, and through AI, it would immediately kick that back out, and it would say, this airplane is available at this location. We can have it to you in 2 hours, and you can go to this local airport, because we saw where all those airports are, and we'd just be like, all right, let's go to the airport that's 10 miles down the road within 2 hours, and a G500 will show up. All we got to do is pay the bill. Anthony, you're going to pay the bill. And
Oh, I
next,
got something to say about that.
and next thing you know, we're all eating garlic on a 500, and or a G550, and going to Hawaii. And I think a lot of it is just streamlining the fleet, and incorporating AI into just daily operations. Right now they're doing that, but in addition, I think what you're going to see is this retrofitting. Once the FAA framework is in place for autonomy, then they're going to be well positioned to say, all right, our Caravans can fly without a pilot on it. And they'll just, then they'll become, I don't know if they'll fly passengers, but they'll definitely be flying cargo.
And the other thing they did, when Archer bought the airport, when Archer bought Hawthorne Municipal Airport, that's where Surf Air Mobility's headquarters are.
Yep.
So
Oh yeah.
I think there's a connection there.
I think
For
so
sure.
too. Why wouldn't
But
it?
I don't know. And Archer also works with Palantir, going all the way back. When was their thing? And they had made an announcement on that one. They're building the foundation, the AI foundation for next gen critical aviation. So I think Archer, Palantir, and Surf Air Mobility are all going to play a role in that. Whatever.
Another company I want to point out as well. Go ahead, Nicole. I don't want to interrupt you, but then.
No, I was going to say whatever they're doing. I think it has something to do with that.
Yeah. Can you pull up a company called skygrid.com?
Is it a ticker?
I don't think they are privately traded. They are partnered with Boeing and Wisk. I knew an employee that worked there. She was pretty high up, and they are pretty much like, this is the whole, like when you were talking about who's going to get the aviation contract to change out, to change the FAA system.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever's going to be, like Skygrid could be in the play, definitely Surf Air Mobility could be in the play, but it would be something like this. Like, it's integrating the entire airspace.
I love their website.
Yeah,
Very
they did a good
awesome.
job on their website.
Yeah. I never heard of this. This is interesting. I actually didn't know of any competition to Surf Air Mobility. That's also why I really like them. I'm like,
well, also this company here, I think, is purely just working out the framework, and probably much more on like it's a solutions based, as where Surf Air Mobility is an operator through and through.
True.
So
Interesting. I just want to say, by the way, Nicole.
Interesting stuff. This is what's coming.
Yeah, very cool. I just want to point out, this is probably one of the biggest or bigger live streams. No, the biggest was SCWO earnings. That was pretty crazy. But probably the second biggest live stream, and that is because of you. Look at all the people. They love you, really. A lot of them are from your channel. So just want to say shout out to all of Nicole's fans. If you guys have any questions about anything or wanted to talk about anything, let us know. I see one person here is asking for you to tell us about Huma, and he's laughing about it. What is that all about?
Well, that isn't an eVTOL. That's my biotech. That's my biotech play.
Okay.
They had a oopsie.
You want to give a quick plug to Huma?
Yeah, is there something funny about Huma? What is there like an
I
inside
just talk
joke?
about it all the time. It's my favorite one. It's my favorite stock. They're going to sell bioengineered human veins to Israel. So that's about all I need to know about Humasec.
Oh, that's right. I remember watching your short on it. Mm-hmm.
We are talking about eVTOLs, but I would still, we can still branch out a little bit to other companies, because if any of you remember, the very last time Nicole was on here, we talked about, everyone went around the room kind of and talked about different companies they're excited, and we talked about SCWO. That's where it first came up, and literally like a week later it blew up, and now everyone's talking about it. But it was first kind of heard here, so we are more than happy to hear new tickers and see where things go. Nicole's
What's
got
the current share price of Huma? Roughly.
$1.17.
Nice. My kind of play.
$1.18. $1.16.
I wanted to say something too. There's a subject of the stock market I find kind of interesting. It's the short-term memory loss, and it's like it's funny because it's very three-dimensional. It's like you got the FOMO, you got the fear, and then you have the memory. And it's like when Surf Air Mobility teamed up with Palantir, it went from what, $1, $2 up to $8, and
Yeah,
then
they
it
had
came
those-
down, right? And then it settled into what, two something, three something, something like that, like a higher low and all that kind of stuff. But it's
Yeah.
funny because when you said, Nicole, you waited for it, I kind of realized something because, like, I know on standard IQ tests that women get docked 5 points than men because statistically, men are smarter than women are smarter than men. So we get an extra 5 points, and you get an extra less 5 points. And then I was just kind of thinking about, like, like you see people are like, I blew up my account, I FOMO'd and stuff, and then like patience being a very good virtue in the stock market, and the fact that you were like, yeah, I waited for it to come down from 8, it's like I imagine you have a very good degree of patience. That's very good, but it's like you have to have patience, but also like kind of like a good memory, because you almost have to like have a little notebook and put down like hot ass tickers, and then like because like remember when Nvidia teamed up with like Rich Robotics, and then that 3D printing company, it was like X Image or whatever, and then like a BBAI and all these ones, and then it was like everybody got the FOMO because it was like, oh wow, one of the companies that Nvidia got into pumped, and then they all pumped in like subsequent order because everybody got the Nvidia like investment FOMO, and it's kind of like, that you could say that kind of happened with Surf Air Mobility, but that is smart as fuck to be like, I'm gonna wait and get in and stuff like that. But anyway, you don't seem like a blow up the account kind of girl to me. You know what I mean? Because you crushed it. You did like 42,000 last week. That's very impressive. You should be very proud of yourself. Everybody give Nicole a hand. Go, Nicole. Yeah, we love you, baby.
Is
Yeah.
that public information Nicole released or?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. I'm like, did you
So-
tell her in private?
So if that would be an amazing call, because Boral Capital maintains buy rating of $25.
Yeah, that's been that way though for the past 2 years. So
Oh, has it? Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
it's
don't think
very
we
nice.
just discovered
But
fire.
now it's time. I mean, they're calculating all the things. They've definitely been kept down. So now they're making their sales, and the fact that Israel wants it is really, really, really big, because they had this one guy that had a petition that they should get recalled. He's like a humacyte hater, and he hates Laura specifically, and that definitely led to them being down. Had a play in it. But now that Israel's asking for it, you could say that it shows that recall is not going to happen, obviously. But that is good. The Israel thing is a game changer, I think. And they already use it, so I know they want it. If they can sell to Ukraine, they're going to be a war company. They're kind of a war company in a way, sort of. But then they'll have a lot of other things, so many other things.
Yeah.
Gonna be a good year for that. I'll tell you what. We going north, we going south, we going east, we going Venezuela, we going Denmark, we going Iran. The Eastern Bloc is hot. You know what I'm saying? We just need to throw Taiwan in the mix. If we get some Taiwan action, we surrounded by conflict at that point. Jesus.
Speaking of that, that's
asking
going
for
to be
World War III.
the next one. I would say is OPTT, because they have an Anduril partnership, and they're going to be doing the surveillance buoys, and they're going to be supplementing Anduril's technology. So OPTT, I would also say, is a good one.
Yeah, Philip's the top G.
My favorite. And they have 20 million in revenue. They could do a split. Well, I don't know what they'll end up doing. But the Anduril partnership is all I need to know. So
Yeah, OPTT has that $1.50 price target. They hit that 90 cents and came down. Everybody wants to break that fucking 90 cents. Guaranteed. Everybody's like, can we finally? Oh, this is the other thing about OPTT. I think a lot of bag holders were like down cost averaging, and then eventually kind of got out. So I think as time kind of goes on, the bag holders in OPTT are getting less. So I think this next one, we're for sure, like, it's for sure going to break $1.50 plus. You know what I'm saying? Plus, they can't even reverse split because they're not on the NASDAQ, so they wouldn't do it for the below $1 bullshit.
They could, though, to be more like, because some people don't invest in penny stocks and
Yeah.
to be on ETFs. But another thing, Anduril could buy them out, because there's always that rumor after Kraken went with Anduril. People said Anduril might buy out Kraken, but then other people say they won't. So I guess we'll see. But that's if you're doing OPT, I don't recommend the calls, because in case they did have a buyout, I don't know what that would do to calls. But I really like OPT.
Yeah, me
And
too.
this other one, wait, somebody that is leaves me YouTube comments has been telling me to go into Velo since the November, and Velo went from 490 to 20. What is it? What are they? The 3D printing, is that important?
What are they
What is
3D
Velo?
printing? 3D printing is important, I think, for big industrial machinery and stuff, not like little.
Manufacturing.
Oh,
Yeah, they would.
Oh, okay.
I think they print stuff for eVTOL companies.
Yeah, they could. You're getting a lot with. There's very few materials that are approved for aerospace applications. Like Ultim is one of the very few, but you're starting to get carbon fiber placement 3D printers, where they will actually run a single strand of carbon through the print head, and the strength is getting close to the point where it's like, yeah, it's just as strong as aluminum.
Wait,
So-
they have a contract with the U.S. Department of War. Does that mean that they're approved?
It doesn't necessarily mean well, the FAA, something that's going to be commercial FAA and Defense Department approved are different. The Defense Department has their own requirements for, materials and whatnot, but they could, if it works and it meets their requirements, they'll be like, yeah, this is approved, start cranking stuff out.
Yeah.
Quick macro sidetrack. I actually didn't see this. Apparently, breaking news. Criminal investigation on Lil Powell, Fed chair. What's his name? Powell. Yeah.
Jerome?
Jerome Powell. Yeah. What's up with that? Have you guys heard with that? I'm just seeing here in the comments. By the way, I never get this many comments, so I'm sorry if I'm not going to be getting to all of you guys. This is just a lot.
This
here, but
literally just
thank you, guys.
happened. Oh, this
Yeah,
is gonna be bad. This is going to be bad for tomorrow. He said he's under federal investigation. Won't bow to Trump intimidation.
What is it? Is it over the whole Fed building they built, or?
The result is over setting interest rate based on Powell said the probe was the result of Fed setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public rather than following the preferences of Donald Trump. Then the grand jury subpoenas threatening a criminal indictment related to his testimony before the Senate Banking Committee last June. That testimony concerned in part a multi-year project to renovate historic Federal Reserve office buildings.
Yeah, they spent like an enormous amount of money on that office building. Trump basically went there and like browbeat Powell in front of his face 6 months ago.
That's when he patted him on the back, and then my mom said it looked like it hurt. On Friday,
Probably.
the Department of Justice served Federal Reserve. Wait, this happened on Friday. Why are they just telling us now? What the hell? Wait, he tweeted it on his own X account. Wait, can you bring it up?
Yeah, it will take me a second.
Wait, Jerome Powell. If this happened on Friday, why would they just say this now? It's almost like they do that on purpose. Right?
Yes. Market's too hot. They want to cool it down. It's too hot. There's a lot of green powder out there too, because if you look at how much things sold off at the end of the year, there's a lot of green powder out there in people's accounts to keep pushing these things up further, for sure.
It's true. Powell, though, is out the door. Like, it kind of doesn't really matter. Isn't Trump supposed to announce who his new pick is this week?
I guess so. This is not. I don't know. Will this be bad tomorrow? He was already going to pick someone else. So, yeah, he is already out the door. So, therefore, when was he going to leave?
I think March or May is when his term is officially up. May. I'm pretty sure it's May.
Good.
Does he have a Twitter, or it's the Federal Reserve's Twitter to pull
Yeah,
up?
it was on the Federal Reserve's Twitter. Yeah, if
Ah,
you go to Federal Reserve.
okay, got it
Oh, I
here.
feel bad for him. Oh, this is bad. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. What do the futures look like?
I mean,
Guaranteed.
my account's up, so
Maybe no one cares then,
yeah.
because he's done so much to poor Jerome.
It's a video. I don't know if I can play it.
I know.
Am I allowed to play it?
He's going after old men. It's Sleepy Joe and Jerome. He's attacking.
There we go.
It's fine. A little bit of macro, but I think we'll go back to the stocks. We usually don't discuss too much macro, but
You want to hit up XTIA for the person that commented on it? I don't know a ton about
That's right,
XTIA.
yeah.
I just know that the market cap is like 39 million, 40 million, something like that, and their float is like the same. It's like low. It's lower than Hovers. Their float's like 37 million or something like that. So it's probably got a lot of upside and so forth.
well, here's the thing about it, and Nicole, maybe you know more and you can elaborate after me. I see it as they were an eVTOL play or an ex-VTOL play, they call themselves. And for like 10 years plus, they've been around and it's not working out. That thing is, I've spoken to Mark about it on the channel. It's not so viable. And so I don't know where they're going with that and if that's going to be a dead end, but everyone is excited about it now because of a company they acquired called Drone Nerds, which is making revenue, and it's now become from an eVTOL to a drone play. Personally, I don't like the whole shifting around, kind of like Archer that we spoke about, just, always changing the game plan and changing the goalposts so they can get new investors and get people excited, but they're not focused. I don't know. Like, I
Is
really
it
don't know too much
always
about
or
this drone nerd
sometimes?
stuff. Well, good point. I just think it's a major pivot. You're going from VTOLs to drones. In my opinion, it's almost going backwards. I think you start drones, go to eVTOLs, but maybe it's not working out for them. They'll get to that business later. Nicole, you want to talk a little about the drone play and maybe if you know a little broader about the drone market? I personally, the only thing I know is it grew really big because they had regulation that allowed drones to now fly.
Yes.
But I think it's kind of taken off already, maybe a little
And the
saturated
China
if you
drones.
ask me.
They banned the China drones, but they did hand in an application to the. They had said the FAA accepted their application for the type certification of the Trifan 600. In March. Or wait, and then they accepted the application in May. Is that just
the FAA probably, like, the certification process, typically, like, if they've not gone to the FAA yet, you first like pick up the phone and say, hey, we want to certify something, and the FAA calls back and says, okay, we've picked up the phone. It could be that acceptance, or it could be, all right, let's start working on a project. And it actually be, because when a company comes to the FAA then has to dedicate resources to support that company.
yeah.
So if they accept it, they say, okay, we accept this, that you're going to do a cert program. How long out, how far out that'll be, who knows? I mean, but the FAA then has to go and start dedicating resources to that process.
They said they selected the Fort Worth, Texas CBO to be the primary location for the certification authority.
Okay, so what that means is XTI went to them and said, hey, what cert office will we go through? And there's multiple cert offices throughout the country. For example, Archer is going to use the Atlanta office according to their documents, at least. So they then, have to contact the Atlanta ACO, Aircraft Certification Office, and say, all right, we're going to go through you guys. Fort Worth has an office. I think LA has an office. There's offices all over the place. If you don't have an ODA, you have to go through a cert office.
Well, that was...
So my take on, any other comments on XTI, and then I'll give my take on it.
Oh, well, their thing with Drone Nerd, I think that's going to be a big play for them. They're going to immediately have revenue. So
Yeah, I mean,
it
if
is
they,
a question of if they can prove they can acquire all these things and be successful. That is a good point.
them scaling down their XDI to something really small and actually converting it to just an autonomous drone, I think would be far more of a financial play for them than actually trying to certify what they currently have, because I don't think what they currently have is certifiable.
They had said something how they use certified parts. So it
Well,
could
they're
streamline
yeah, well,
it.
they're okay. So they're probably going to use like the power pack from the Dreamliner to spin their ducted fans. Certified parts is kind of like brake calipers, right? Like a hydraulic pump is a certified part on 3 different type aircraft. So you can say, well, we're going to use this particular hydraulic pump because it's already certified. Maybe their engines or whatever engine they're going to use is probably already certified and used. If they're referencing the Dreamliner has a dedicated like a power pack. It's a turbine that's running, that's spinning a generator. They could be using that same. Like they'll just go to them and say, hey, give us the exact same thing you're giving Boeing, and we're going to use that.
They also have a former Boeing executive on their board.
That yeah.
And
Again, I'm not a fan of XTI.
Here's what I don't get though. I mean,
Super.
just from a simple business standpoint, when you purchase a company, they're purchasing the company. How much do you think they purchased Drone Nerds for? I just looked it up. I didn't know. I was very curious. $40 million. Only $40 million. And the company made $100 million in revenue last year in 2024. Something doesn't make too much sense. If they made $100 million in revenue, how are they selling for $40 million? Are they losing money? What's going on there? Something doesn't make too much sense. Now, also, where does XTA even have $40 million from? The market cap is like freaking $40 million. So some crazy dilution is happening. It says that they paid $20 million cash, which I don't know how they had that, but that sounds like all the cash.
When was the buy?
UMAC is another drone company.
November.
Immediately following UMAC private placement invested $25 million. And UMAC is a company that Don Jr. is on the board of. And in November, they hosted an exclusive dinner at Mar-a-Lago, showcasing the future of vertical economy. I think they're up to stuff. I don't know.
By the way, UMAC is interesting. I don't know too much of what they're going on, but I remember someone told us to check them out when we were in Orlando, Mark. UMAC is Unusual Machines, if you remember that name.
Mm-hmm.
They're based in Orlando. Someone told us to tour them when we were there, but didn't have the time, and I don't know them. So,
I mean, they can pivot into a different business, vertical business. You know, it can still be in aerospace, and they could probably make a lot of money. But with what they've been presenting for the last 10 years, with this big regional aircraft based on just 2 ducted fans that pivot, it's going to be hard to certify something like that. One of those fan blades come off, that ducted fan is, when it's in hover, is pretty much.
You know what it tells. Look, this guy just said Ericsson needs to up their drone exposure game. I had no idea they even make drones. Who would have ever guessed? And the point to that, I think that's interesting, is who would have ever guessed that XTA would have got into drones? Who would have ever guessed Ericsson and all these other random companies? How easy is it to just get in on this competition? Like anyone who's just building some techie stuff, like maybe Archer can just get into drones with some special fans that they have,
like becoming a crypto treasury. It's like, that didn't work. We're crypto treasury now. Like, oh shit, we got something to do with machines or aerospace. Oh, drone company. Well, at least doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. At least they're changing it up a little bit. So that's one move. As long as they don't get into chronic pivot, then But hey, there you go.
I think that they made a lot of changes. They changed their executive vice president. I think they could do something. Maybe people in Drone Nerds are still part of XTIA, like whoever owns it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that
what? What are the drones even used for? I don't know too much. Military, like what are they doing? What are the need for them? Like against Taiwan or what?
There's a lot of drone companies too, man. It's like walking
Yeah,
into
so
a
many.
Foot Locker. They got Adidas, Reebok. They have all kinds of brands, man. There's a lot of drone companies.
I don't know if
Lots.
you ever see, but I get a lot on my YouTube algorithm here and there of like there's like I made the fastest drone in the world. Like random individual people, not companies, like posts on YouTube, like they created drones that are flying like 500 miles an hour. I'm like, bro, if you can do it in your backyard, like this is like the Wright brothers here. Like you don't need big organizations. Like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but the VTOL space you cannot do in your backyard. That's for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
ONS is like the drone company, but they also make the counter drones. So that's why the counter drones, because governments can make these big giant like drone swarms, and then they would attack like events, I guess. So I guess every city will have to have counter drone like technology to combat that.
I was working, one of the companies I was previously working for, they were working on just that, where it was a non-kinetic counter drone. So the thing would it would see an airplane or a drone coming in, and this thing would come out and it would shoot a net at it, and the net would get
That's
caught up
us.
and it would just fall out of the sky. Is that what Ondas is doing?
Yeah. Was it
Yeah.
called drone in a box?
No, this was 6 years ago, so I can't really disclose who it was.
Oh.
It wasn't Ondas, but it was it was a DARPA thing. So they've been working this stuff's been worked on for quite a while.
I've heard a lot about Ondas.
Yeah.
What can you give a quick elevator pitch? Why should people invest in that? I've heard a lot about it, and everyone's even on my Discord, people are telling me to start talking about it. I'm like, or they're talking about it. I don't know.
Made a good bit of money. I invested just on price. Yeah, it's gone from like 7. See, I bought it at 782, and it's at 14.7 right now.
Well, in all actuality, it went from 80 cents up to where it is now. And what's really trippy is people are talking about it now a lot. Like that's what's really trippy. It ran from 80 cents all the way to where it has been, and people are like, "Yo, did you hear Ondas? What they do?" And it's like it's basically like, "Oh yeah, I sold my Ondas $7. I made 50% and killed it." And then like in a year from now, it's gonna be like, "Damn, that's $100. That's crazy."
It's the Palantir
Vast
drone set.
CNC.
It does
Vast
fiber
CNC.
optic spools too, and stuff for the railroad, like communications drones, counter drones, and then they could get a FIFA contract for these counter drones.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do a lot. They're more than just drones. That's why it's the counter drone factor that is really. And they sold the counter drones to 2 European airports, which they have to show they can counter the drones. That'll be big.
I think Vast CNC does a lot with drones, or is it Crispy or Vast CNC?
He's the same person actually.
Yeah. He does a lot. He's always talking about Ondas and whatnot. He's a good resource about Ondas.
Do you guys know Anduril's anti-drone thing? Like it's like an EMP. It's Pulsar. It's crazy. This is. I think this is more effective than like a net. Like
Let's see it. You got a video?
Yep. I'm gonna pull it up here on screen. This is so cool. If you guys have never seen, I'm gonna turn it off just to not. I don't know if there's any music and stuff. All right. So you're pulling up, I guess, in a war zone area.
Get a flat tire. Yeah, here comes the swarm.
Swarm of drones. Now, people thought this was fake. This is real footage, okay? This is just to let you guys know, not AI. I'll skip ahead a little because
That guy's actually changing the tire.
USA.
Look, he's seeing all the drones come in, and you saw that red area where it's like a wall. Like you'll see, it's almost like a jammer.
Damn.
There we go. This is the device. Small.
Okay.
Electromagnetic warfare.
An EMP.
360 coverage.
Damn, that's like what Trump used in Venezuela, man, when he got the dictator. Everybody was bleeding from their eyes and shit.
Look at that. Boom. Obviously,
All
that's
right,
that
so
part.
that's
That
that's
part's
a
fake.
po-
This
so it's a
part.
por- yeah,
The,
it's a
the you know,
portable
boom,
EMP
that part's
device.
real.
Damn.
Fall out the sky.
Okay, it's a portable EMP device.
But
So
that if they just fell out of the sky though, they can't use those in like if somebody attacked a Macy's Day Parade, they wouldn't be able to use that type of technology because then the drones would all fall onto the people.
well,
that's
not
where
only
they
that,
live.
everyone's cell phone will not work, and any car within like miles of where that EMP went off will not work.
Hmm.
So an electromagnetic, if they're using EMP, it's not going to work. There's a different company. Oh, geez, who's doing it? I saw it. They are actually using microwave, like directed microwave energy to like start shooting stuff individually out of the sky, but it happens almost instantaneously. So they can they'll like sweep the entire airspace with just this huge swath of microwave energy, and that'll wipe that stuff out too. But the thing is that stuff can also be protected against, like F-35s and F-22s and all of our like high military stuff all has EMP protection. Because if a
I
nuke
don't
goes
think
off,
it's an EMP though. I think they
you don't
innovated
think
and
so?
did something else. If it's just a simple EMP, Anduril does things different. They're not making
Yeah, it
things that
could
are
be.
already made. You know,
It could be.
it's got to be only for drones or something.
One cool drone thing to look forward to, because there's a lot of data floating around all these companies. Like we said, there's a ton of drone companies, but this will be new to you, Matan and Mark. But Nicole knows this. But OPTT and Red Cat in the eventual future, because Philip has said it's happening. But so basically, RCAT they do the drones, and then OPTT they got the power buoy that bounces up and down. It's got the AT&T 5G, but they also got the WAM-V, which is the AI powered boat that can go around and charge on the power buoy. They're charging on the power buoy of the WAM-V water drone. Hasn't been released quite yet, but and they partnered with RCAT OPTT for the drone to land on their WAM-V, and then it could float around and get deployed and come back. But it's funny, they like partnered up, right? Because they were part of that whole like coalition that they had for Red Cat and stuff. But anyway, that's got to happen eventually. Like so that would be a catalyst for OPTT for sure, tying that into this whole drone thing.
Now they've announced that in May of 2024, so they should. And the Teal drones also have run on Palantir, so that'll be interesting.
Everyone's talking about Buru. I don't know much about Buru. If you guys want to share a little bit about that, but I just want to say also, Anthony always talks about Hover, and he's like, I don't know any other penny stocks to talk about. But look at him; he knows more than me about some of these companies. He's doing real well. I thought, and you know what? We haven't even spoken about Hover one bit on this stream yet. I think after Buru, maybe we should go back to Hover, and maybe we can go back to XTA and Surf. But let's go back to. I want to go back just to just for Anthony to give a little bit shine on Hover to all the new folks maybe listening from Nicole's channel and don't know about Hover. But before we do, you know anything about Buru, Anthony, or should Nicole discuss?
What I know is very quick. It fluctuates in the 25-cent area. When it's like doing awesome, it's like, whoa, Buru hit 47 cents. OMG. I forget what the news was, but I do remember I saw something kind of positive for them a couple days ago that presupposed a good year for them. That's the totality of what I got. It's defense oriented. Nicole, over to you.
Defense oriented, they were the laser company, but then they got taken over by the main investor guy, this Italian guy named Zamboni, and then they want to acquire 4 companies. Well, they did a major acquisition of this Orbit, SRL, and then Maddox would be a drone one, and then there's another one, but then their most important one, they need to acquire Techni, and then Techni sells to NATO and the Italian government. But the problem is the Italian government has to approve it because it is their main defense company. Well, not one of their main ones, but definitely is an important one. So as long as Italy approves this, Buru will have quite a bit of revenue, and that's why I'm bullish on Buru. But
Yes.
we don't know the way know if so far their big shoot when they went up to 70 cents was because they got their 2.9% stake in Techni, and that is part of the process of acquiring it. And with the stake, they are going to get some of the Techni revenue. So no matter what, they're going to get revenue from the Techni, and they're trying to be a global, I guess, defense powerhouse. And I guess we will see if they're going to be able to do that. But their stake in Techni so far shows that the Italian government seems to be on board with this. So that would be Buru.
So real
Beautiful.
quick,
Yeah.
for what you asked, anybody watching your channel, Matan, very indoctrinated into hover, and anybody watching Nicole's channel, she talks about hover all the time too. So how about this? Just so we know where we're at. Anybody that's never heard of hover before, put something in the comments. We'll wait like 30 seconds. If you've never heard of hover before, say I've never heard of hover. Then we'll cover a basic flow of it. But if we don't see anybody that says I'm new to hover, then we'll just go, straight for the meat and potatoes for the initiated.
And Raymond Levy, welcome to the pod. I just realized my favorite podcast program is doing on live. Thank you. I didn't know I am your favorite. That's really awesome to hear. And anyone else tuning in? Wow, we have a lot of people. This is awesome. I honestly never really asked for it, but if you guys can please hit the like. If you're new to me, maybe subscribe. And if you're new to Nicole coming from my channel, check her out. She's on a lot of platforms, but check her out on YouTube, Nicole Josephine, also on X and TikTok. Anything else you want to share, Nicole? Just a little sidetrack, and then we'll get to hover maybe.
No, I'm okay.
Cool. Z-Stacker, thanks for joining. What's up, bud? I see a lot of regulars, and I see a lot of new people. This is a lot of fun. Please punish me. Hover haven't. He hasn't heard of hover. I've never heard of hover. I'm new today to hover. I only heard of hover from Nicole. Wow. Okay, we really
everyone needs to tune in from now on. Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah, Anthony, you want to start?
Matan, you should show the hover video. Like, pull up their website and like show what hover is, and them flying the X5.
Great.
Much better than my explanation.
Yeah,
sure. Let's see some videos, some hot videos. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. Let's pull up some stuff. Yeah, that's right. But before we do, I guess maybe to people who don't know, should we give them a little intro of the whole eVTOL space before hover? Like why even look at eVTOLs, But all right. Generally speaking, I'll just speak quickly about it. What are they building? They are building what's called an eVTOL, which is a electric vertical takeoff, an HEVTOL, hybrid electric vertical takeoff and landing. And we'll discuss why hybrid is beneficial. But what is special about a VTOL? Basically, think of it in an airplane. An airplane, the problem with airplanes is you need heavy infrastructure. You need airports, you need landings, you need an airstrip, and it takes a lot of space. And there's just a lot that goes on with it that doesn't make it as viable of an option for short travel. It's viable for long travel, but what VTOLs are going to be replacing is short travel, like 500 miles or less, give or take. And what is the benefit of a VTOL is it goes up and down. As you see here, it's vertically landing and flying. It doesn't need a runway. So as you saw there, it can land in the grass. You can land this, on like a soccer field and anywhere. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, well, we have helicopters. Well, helicopters are very expensive, very loud, very inefficient, very unsafe, and you do need a pilot, ultimately. And in these, you do too. But in the long run, these will all be autonomous. And flying these autonomously, you're going to need some small aircrafts. Helicopters are very big, very loud, very unsafe. And I don't know, a bunch of reasons that they're not viable. Mark knows actually way more, can explain probably why they're not viable. But that's generally what the space is about. Now, there's other companies, Joby, Archer, Whisk, we spoke a little about, that are building these things. Electra, we like to speak about. But we believe Hover is one of the best ones. Why? Well, first of all, it's a penny stock, so we think that there's outsized returns from what the market cap is worth today. And we think they have the best design, and design wins, especially in aerospace. Flying is very hard. Having a very aerodynamic, very efficient design means you can fly faster, fly longer, fly better in all capacities. And in other capacities, better, meaning like you can fly more cargo, you can fly in clouds, you can fly in snow. Most helicopters can't even fly in clouds. So they're very limited on the times they can fly on a lot of these things. All right, I've spoken a lot about this. I can keep going on and on. I have a
I can
whole
come in.
channel really dedicated to talking about Hover. But I want to let the boys share a little about it. They know a lot about Hover. They've also been speaking about it on my channel. Anthony, you want to go first?
So the one in the video is 600 pounds. It holds 100 pounds. It's all electric. It's unmanned. That's the one that they made to get the information that they needed for the large scale. The one that you see in the video, that one could be potentially licensed to outside entities, and then they would just run with it, and Hover would get a royalty. The full scale, which is slated to be out near the end of the year, will be 6,500 pounds. It will hold 7 people, 1 passenger, 6 pilots. The wings of them fold forward. You can put the 600-pound job in the back of a pickup truck or a trailer, move that around. You don't need the complicated launching mechanisms and so forth. The 6,500-pound one, the wings fold forward for the military. You can pop in the back of a C-17 jumbo jet, 2 of them bad boys. And just like Brandon Robinson said, the United States military and these type of organizations are really focused on runway independency, because helicopters, 60 to 70% of their use case is going from point A to point B, which is not very efficient. Only upside is they don't need a runway. Hover solves both of these problems by not needing a runway, being twice as faster as a helicopter, being cheaper to own and operate. Owner and operators love that. And, the whole crew, like Phil Kelly, Royal Navy, Brandon Robinson, Canadian Top Gun. He was in the business side of the Canadian government. I believe he said he was buying in the aircraft. So he's seen behind the curtain, and these guys, they're hot. And, at that point, any of those people that voiced up that they legitimately never heard of Hover, even though I know Z-Stacker's playing around. Z-Stacker's like a whale in Hover. Got you, Z-Stacker. And but anybody who's never heard of Hover before, check out all the other videos Matan's done on it, because he's got some hot ones from like a year ago, 8 months ago. It's a nice little Rolodex. He's got those CEO interviews. Brandon Robinson is very transparent. This guy is a very unusual CEO. The most dangerous man is someone with nothing to hide, right? You got carte blanche with your actions when you have nothing to hide. Clean hands equal happy living. Very ethical dude, very ethical organization. Over to you, Mark.
All right, there's one comment in here that says, what makes the company more valuable than Joby? They're not more valuable by market cap, but when we look at this space, what we call the vertical mobility space, so Joby's vertical mobility, Archer's vertical mobility, you've basically taken a helicopter and an airplane, they made sweet puppy love, and now you have these eVTOLs and HeVTOLs. But the advantage that we think Hover has over Joby or Archer is their hybrid design. Their range, if you look, is like 1,500 kilometers or something, or maybe it was 800 kilometers. Their TAM is significantly larger, considering they don't need a vertiport infrastructure that Joby or Archer or any of these other eVTOLs, electric vertical takeoff and landing companies have. So Hover's is fairly new in the development process. They're currently building their full scale demonstrator. Listen in this week because we're going to be going live on their earnings call on Wednesday morning. But what they are doing from just an overall package and capabilities standpoint to provide vertical mobility just to both as Anthony said, the warfighter, and also to hospitals, to just the general public. This thing is going to be freaking awesome. They just need to basically get it designed and get it to market. Their market cap right now is really low comparatively to Joby or Archer. So even if they had, if like I personally think right now their market cap should be $500 million to $1.5 billion based on their design. I don't really care how many times they need to, they're going to need to issue more shares if their market cap is really based at that. So, I mean, obviously we care. We don't want them to go down to nothing. But this is a really, really solid aerospace design. You can see like their fan design, fan and wing. The wing closes up. So once this thing is flying under wing-borne flight, it's going to be extremely efficient. They're using a PT6 engine, which is pretty much used all throughout the industry already. They're pretty much taking technologies that have already been proven and now just repackaging them into this airframe. And they're going to do really great things. We're really excited about it.
Easy, breezy, and beautiful, Hover boys. Let's go to the Hover girl.
I would say the mining industry, because you said the locations, because they're trying to do a lot of mining. And Hover they could be invested in by a mining company, the Venezuelan oil stuff. They have an $11 rating too from from Debora Capital.
Yeah.
Yo, Debora has crazy awesome ratings. What was the other one that you guys spoke about earlier they had?
H.C. Wainwright. And then there's another. H.C. Wainwright is a Humacyte one.
Oh, that's right. That was. And also my other company I like to talk about, Aduro. It's like $10. They have like a $50 price target. Same company. Debora likes our companies.
When all things are said and done, Hover really is the Swiss Army knife of, VTOL. It's like even that mining thing you were mentioning, Nicole, because everybody knew that Hover had a LOI with Air Chile since last year, but then in a recent interview, they kind of developed what that kind of meant, which was there's a mining company in Chile that wants to get their workers and executives and so forth up to this mountain in Chile, but they can't get there, super easily, so that was kind of the deal with that. I guess it's up in the clouds, icing conditions or some sort of thing.
And they are Canadian, so the Canadian government wants them to do well. They've invested in them, so that helps too, I think.
And you know why? And speaking of like how he said these Chile miners needed this aircraft, they're the Swiss Army knife. They do everything. There's a study or something that there are 60. The TAM of this market is going to be $1 trillion, and there are 60 different applications of that $1 trillion segment. And everyone's focusing on air taxi. That's why Archer and Joby are where they are. And fair enough, that's interesting and will be big. But, there's all these 59 other applications that no one seems to be talking about. And Hover is like pretty much lined up, ready for, let's say, 90-80% of all of them. I mean, maybe even all of them, right? At some point. Like the only thing they don't have going right now is that they're not working on autonomous, but nobody is other than Wisk, because everyone knows it's too early, but they know that they will work on autonomous flight in the future. But they're planning for a pilot, which is fine.
Autonomy is just something that you add on once the framework is there.
What
And
about
also
Archer?
note that Archer and Joby also have less passengers. It's like 4 to 5. Here you can fly 6 plus a pilot. All these little things, further flight, all these things make their economics of, scaling actually more viable. What about Archer, Nicole? Sorry.
Wait, this was the Archer news because they had selected NVIDIA IGX Thor platform to support its future operations. That was on January 9th. What does Archer have to do with that?
Yeah, so these companies are now already working towards autonomy, but they're not going to be certified for it. Like Archer may wait just because there's no information at all on when they're actually going to get certified. I suspect Joby is going to move forward, certify with pilot. Joby will get certified this year because they've announced they're going into TIA if they're not already in TIA. But Archer, there's not a lot of information on where they're at with the development of their current airplane, how far along they are. So they may be like, yeah, we're going to wait longer until we can be fully autonomous. Archer keeps moving the goalposts. So
they said they're going to do this at the Hawthorne Airport, the first location to deploy the IGX Thor alongside their technology, and purchase this California airport with the aim of testing this airport before 2028 LA Olympics. That is what they say.
Well, they said testing, right? Is that what it said? We'll be testing.
It's planned. Yeah. They're testing this, but then ahead of its planned commercial rollout at some point before the 2028 LA Olympics.
Yeah.
I just want to tie back to.
I would bet that is not gonna. They're not gonna make that time frame.
Yeah, very optimistic.
Oh God! If they don't make that time frame, they're gonna look so bad. Oh God!
It is a gamble. It is a gamble. It could go either way, you know.
If they're flying in the Emiratis, I think they're gonna let them do it here, as long as they don't kill anybody in the Emiratis.
It all comes down to certification. They may demonstrate it, but.
Well, what about Sean Duffy said? Sean Duffy pre-certified. He said he would allow them to be flying pre-certified. I think in the case of the Olympics, he would allow it because he's also made such a big to-do of it.
They could theoretically get like a restricted type certificate in order to fly. Like you can do. The FAA will allow you to do flights to do market analysis, and you're not fully through type certification. They could potentially do a supplemental or a limited certificate, but they haven't even announced TIA. They claim they're going to do TIA through the Atlanta ACO.
I got a quick question. How far is Hawthorne Airport from Olympic Village in Los Angeles? Like, SoFi Stadium and all that stuff. How far is Hawthorne from where the Olympics are going to be?
I don't think they know where the village is going to be at, do they? Wait.
Oh, I'm sure they do. It's only 2 years away.
What are you trying to get at? If it's even viable to have?
Well, this is what I was thinking. Because what's the datum in business? You want to give a little bit of a cushion.
13 miles away. If this is where they're saying it's going to be Olympic, if it is, it's 13 miles away. That's pretty good. Because in San Francisco, we're having the Super Bowl, but the actual Super Bowl is 50 miles, 50 miles from San Francisco and Santa Clara. But like all the festivities and all the ESPN guys are going to stay in San Francisco and then shuttle down. But I just realized something. Because I've always considered the Olympic thing, it obviously is a gamble. Everything in life is a gamble to some degree, but that Olympic thing is a gamble. In business, you give yourself a cushion. You say, I'm going to deliver on this day, and you deliver early, you look awesome, right? But they obviously, with their track record, have had situations with these things. So that emphasizes the gamble of it all. But I realized something. They could have a fail-safe, like an ace in the hole, where it's like you
they
said,
could rent Jobies.
Right. But since Hawthorne is 13 miles apparently from Olympic Village, worst case scenario, they could just be flying that shit around Hawthorne on their own land. They'd be like, oh yeah, we going shuttle them over to Hawthorne Airport. We got this on lockdown. We got Domino's pizza and everything. Let's have a go.
You know, last time we were on with the Hustle Brothers talking about Archer, Bear, and Bull, I was mentioning how it seems like everything they do is a sort of facade. Like it's all for show and play. Like show the media, the market, you know, like why do you go on Jimmy Fallon? Let's say we're in the future and it's the Olympics time and they're flying, right? They have the airspace. They're not flying all the time. This is just temporarily for the Olympics. Maybe they're flying a few athletes here and there, some rich people. They're not going to make much money from it. A little bit of revenue. It's a one-time thing. Maybe it proves a little concept, but what happens after that?
They have their Anduril stuff. They sold their rotors to Anduril. So even if their Midnight is a flop, which I don't think it's going to be, then they still are doing things, the building the military with the hybrid for the military with Anduril. So that is.
It can be a good revenue generator if they, teaming with Anduril has given them a DoD in, so financially it can really help them. But also remember, Anduril is all about providing military assets at a really low cost. Like that's Palmer Luckey's bread and butter. So unless they're going to really scale these things,
and they're selling it to the Emiratis, they're going to be fine. When they sold the utilized military grade rotor technology on Archer's next generation, they have what is the Kareem, the strategic alliance with Karam? I think that's the Emirati company.
Yeah, I think that's their. Go ahead.
They'll be fine, even if they don't get it. I think they will. I think Sean Duffy will make sure it happens. And riding on there, even if they just ride along the athletes, they still did it. A military grade rotor and tilt rotor. That's what they're combining with Archer or with Anduril.
What is Archer's? Archer's 880, $6.4 billion market cap.
Exclusive access to Karam's validated tilt rotor technology. What's Karam? Plus the intellectual property portfolios from Lilium and Overair. They're sitting on all that. I think Adam Goldstein will do it. I think he will. That's what I think. Karam. What is Karam Aircraft?
Let's look it up and we'll see. How do you spell it?
KAREM Aircraft. Is that recently announced agreement to supply its proprietary electric powertrain to Anduril and Edge Group. Edge Group. That is the war criminals. Oops. That's going to be perfect for them. Edge Group.
Karam Aircraft develops and manufactures advanced fixed-wing and rotary-wing aircraft, including manned and unmanned high-efficiency tilt rotors.
Didn't realize.
Yeah, I don't know. They, I mean, they're forming all of these partnerships, but all of these things have not like. Yeah, if any of them actually get into fruition, if any of them get like actual DoD contracts, it'll help Archer. But it's a different story if Archer is not like. It's my understanding, like with L3 Harris and with what Joby is providing. Joby's providing an entire airframe. Joby's like, hey, here is our entire package. $5 million. Give us $5 million. We'll give you one of these donuts. And Archer's like, here's some cream. Give us 50 cents. And they're not giving them a full packaged airplane. They're just becoming like a component supplier.
But they're paying them for it.
Uber
but are they paying them billions of dollars, or are they paying them like, hey, here's $100 million?
We don't know.
That's just
the Emiratis don't have to tell anybody how much they pay people.
But that's just it. That's just it. Is Adam's gonna have to in an earnings call be like, yeah, we got paid from Karam. They gave us $50 million. This is all we're getting. Everyone's gonna be like, wah wah wah. Like you have to justify your market cap, right?
Yeah.
Can I
don't
say
know.
something really quick? Once you
Did Archer pay millions to be on the Tonight Show? That's ridiculous.
Mhm.
wow.
It didn't work very well at the time. The UAE's commitment to buy 50 Omen systems provides strong demand for Archer's supply technology. As long as the Emiratis have bought it, then that is really one of my main bullish factors. So
Only 50 units?
they're expensive. Well,
But if they're only providing the power plant, it's like, all right, yeah, we sold 50 engines.
the powertrain
Or
technology.
the powertrain, yeah. So the powertrain
Yeah.
technology will be the battery, the inverters, the motors, the rotors, all of that stuff. I mean, yeah, but that's the whole point of eVTOLs being far more affordable than current aviation engines. Current aviation engines cost like a PT6 costs $750,000 to $1 million a piece right now. But an entire battery pack, inverters, motors, rotors, you could probably sell all that for $100,000. So that's the whole purpose of it. This is bringing affordability to aviation once again.
I
So
thought of a good pun.
They got to sell a lot of powertrains to justify their market cap.
I thought of a good
They
pun.
will.
We sure did Karam off of Hover.
And
We
then you want to
Karammed
get
right off of Hover, didn't we?
And I don't want to look. I know I sound very much like an Archer bear. I'm simply just an Archer bear because I have always been sell results, don't sell hope, and they keep changing the narrative. They don't even discuss anymore type certification for their aircraft.
Maybe they feel like they don't have to. I guess we'll see.
Well,
They are
time will
definitely
tell.
performing worse
Yeah.
than Toby. That's
but if I had $20,000 of money to put into something, or if I'm going to put 20 to 30 grand in an investment, I'm not going to buy into hope. Like, oh man, I hope something that's already valued at $8 billion now has to be justified.
yeah, I got into Archer at $3, so that's why I really don't mind all of this.
Yeah. I mean,
Nickel
they've made me
friction.
some good money too,
Yeah,
but
they definitely had a bad rest of the year. That is for sure. But we'll see.
a year ago at this time, I was totally bullish Archer. I
Yeah.
was bullish both of them.
I think I would say I'm holding my hope. I think that all the Palantir stuff for Archer and Surf Air Mobility is going to do something. And then I probably will sell for profits both on Surf and Archer. If they do get something from the FAA, they will shoot a lot. And I would reevaluate.
And I don't disagree with you. I don't. Their price action's already gone up to 14. So they could definitely, with some good news, hit that again.
I think so.
But I think they could also go back to 3.
I don't know if they could go back to 3. Their lowest they got into is $5 range.
Okay. A little bit of bad news.
They'd have to kill somebody. It would if it crashed. That could definitely. But
Quick
No,
reality check. Quick reality check. Here we go. For the uninitiated in Hover, wondering what's the catch? What's the catch? This is the catch. 2 things, maybe 3. Thing 1, they don't have partnerships yet. Everybody likes that guarantee on the box. Yes, they do. Just wait. Partnerships is coming. Be very happy that you have the opportunity to get in beforehand. Thank you. Second thing, people are like, oh my God, they don't have a full scale yet. The birds and the bees. Brandon Robinson, basic mathematics. The bumblebee, you can have a little baby bumblebee, or you can have a fat, juicy bumblebee. The math still works. It pushes the 600 pounds, fans bigger, math accommodating, 6,000 pounds. Boom. They partnered with Formula One, the motion guys, right? And those guys are the ones that have, because Brandon has said, one of the things we got to do is keep the batteries cool. We got to push the juice through, keep it nice and cool. These guys get Formula One cars 0 to 100 electric, right? So Brandon Robinson, these guys, they're going to pump that juice through the batteries. We getting up. we getting up because it's electrical lift, and then it turns into the PC6 jet fuel pump. That's the second thing. You think it's cool so far? Me too. And then the third thing is the financials, right? People are so jaded at the cash burns of the others. Like, yeah, whatever. Just like Mark was saying, it's currently at a $43 million float. They got their earnings. The executives of the company, they sold their personal shares at $4 and $3.50. I imagine when they diluted to get to their $23 million war chest they currently have, pretty sure they diluted in a similar fashion. They're probably not going to do two different modes of operation. If the CEO's selling his stuff here, I'm pretty sure they're going to be, diluting up there. So it's probably not going to be a, eye-popping shocker. But, as we move forward, people are going to see too, because all the hedge funds, they're going to be getting in because they're like, oh, wow, now it's like, they're doing all these conferences with hedge funds. This is like, the time they're going to be like, yeah, this is how we did it. And they'll see that they're running very responsibly and all that stuff. So that's probably like the three question marks. People are wondering, how lean are they going to be? How's that all going to work out financially? They don't have the partnerships yet. And does the thing actually fly? If you can reconcile those three things for yourself, this thing is awesome.
It's a matter of trust, you'd have to say.
It's a matter of trust. I like that. Yes. Do you believe they're going to do what they say they're going to do?
They did their test flight, didn't they? Oh, that was a wing thing. Yeah. I think they'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a full transition like demonstrator flight.
Yeah.
And that basically proved the concept. So now they're building the full scale.
When they get a manufacturer partner, like Archer got Stellantis and Joby got Hyundai, that'll be big. And then the experts. Wait, Nubero just did something with this joint defense thing with 403D, an online company and forum focused on 3D printing, modeling, rendering, and related technologies. How do you have a partnership with an online community, though? What does that mean? What is FOMO? FORO?
FOMO? Fear of missing out.
No, 403D.
Oh.
That's who they're saying they're with for 3D printing, which is important. I can't find anything about them.
Yeah, plus two, if you can lift 600 pounds, you can lift 6,000 pounds. It's not like the mathematics go directly into the twilight zone and so, and the natural laws of physics have ceased to work here. Like these guys have built. Oh, that's the other thing. These guys have built planes before. They got a guy, Kirk. He's built planes before. Brandon's dad works at the company. These guys know what they're doing. This isn't no fly by night Johnny come lately type outfit. You know what I mean? These guys, this is a professional aerospace company. This is something Canada can be proud of.
That's
Canada's
right.
Beautiful.
And going back to this comment, actually, this guy was saying SPC stock, that's Virgin Galactic, is asking if they will pivot to this space. Don't forget they have a contract with Northrop Grumman. That's interesting. I don't think they'll pivot. They haven't said anything. But just like Anthony was saying, they are in the space. They're in the aerospace. They got rocket scientists. Hover has also these very good people in aerospace. So it is very likely, when you have a right team. But are they going to pivot? I am not sure. That's actually very interesting to look at. And their stock is extremely, extremely beat up.
Up?
It'll be interesting.
No,
what
beat up.
question.
Beat up. My bad. Down.
It'll be really interesting.
He was in the Epstein files. The CEO of Virgin Galactic is Sir Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. Yeah, I know. He
Yeah,
was in the
that's-
Epstein files?
Yeah, and it came out in December. But I
Kind of
think that's
inevitable, though, that he would be in the Epstein files.
I think
I mean,
Right.
Anthony was in
Yeah.
the Epstein files. He was feeding
Man,
everyone garlic.
that picture of Bill Clinton in the high heels and the blue dress, that's crazy. He had multiple pictures of Bill Clinton. That's fucked up, man.
Well, it also had pictures of this guy. I think it might have I don't know if that's what the drop is. I don't think anyone cares. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
who
Richard
cares?
Branson's too busy, old, and rich as fuck to give a fuck to get into space, I think. But
What he does.
Mark, what were you gonna say about
They,
that?
they wouldn't have invited me to Epstein Island. I'm more of a Diddy White Party kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what I was going to do is I was going to borrow Matan's $500 white hat. You know what I'm saying? Get up in the Diddy party. Shit.
I'm curious what questions will be answered at the earnings call for Hover this week. You know, like what partnerships do you have? How many employees do you plan? There we go. $500 hat, everyone. $500 hat. And then a $15 hat.
Oh, yeah. That's what's up.
But yeah, how many employees do they plan to have by the end of the year? When do they plan to have power on and roll out? Are they lining up partnerships with large scale for LREP, low rate initial production? All of these because whoever they're partnering with now to most likely build their scale demonstrator is also going to be the partner for follow on all the aircraft through the test program. And then, so these are all announcements we want to see this year in 2026. And hopefully, if they're going to hold to their schedule, they should be announcing those. The fact that they're coming out with a live earnings call on Wednesday gives me some hope, that there will be some good results that with just this is how we're progressing, and here's some of our big news for this earnings call.
Yeah, because they're not going to have revenue, obviously. So their earnings is more like an announcement of stuff they're doing.
Yep. Yeah. Just how far are they along moving the ball down the field, and is the goalpost changing at all?
Also,
is it good to buy Hover right now before the earnings call?
Yes. Because check this out. Mathematically speaking, you're 100% right, Mark, that the full scale's coming end of the year. So you're right. They would have to announce it. So check this out. We're good either way. Even if they don't announce it at this earnings call, that would be bullish if they did. But if they didn't, it's still bullish because people are going to get the FOMO because they don't announce it now. They know they're going to. So it's kind of like, oh, they didn't announce it there. Well, I guess they're announcing it in March, or I guess they're announcing it because, 3 to 6 months of explosiveness, whatever. It doesn't matter. Well, it's explosive already. I don't even care. We're already there. But
Anthony, I think you convinced him with your first sentence there. Mathematically speaking, because this guy right here, 37.9% likes math. So mathematically speaking, everything Anthony says makes sense. And do your math on your calculator. Good to buy Hover.
Yeah.
The price right now is cheap. Yes.
Yeah, considering their price went all the way to $430 was their top.
Grease up Anthony. Like that comment. Anthony is getting in the zone here, guys.
Yeah.
Send me a hat. Yeah. Well, do you have $1,000? And I will happily send you this hat. Why would you buy a $500 hat instead of a Hover stock?
That's what I was thinking.
I already have Hover stock and a Hover hat right there.
And a Hover hat.
The Hover stock bought the Hover hat or bought the hat. So the $500 hat.
That other one's priceless.
Hey, when I meet Brandon Robinson in person one day, I can't be going in a $15 hat. Come on, Mark, you got to step up your game when we go visit.
I know.
I'll buy another $500 hat you can borrow. There we go. I actually really want another one in a different color, but maybe I should spend that money.
Let's do this. Whoever. We need to start coming out with some sort of a prize or something. So where if someone, we'll give away a Hover hat to someone who calls the stock price by June or something like that. Or
that could be fun. I was looking here earlier, but I don't know how to run polls. I don't know how people do that on YouTube. I got to figure that out. That'd be really fun. I want to run polls and see what people think. We could put that what do you guys think Hover's going at and see how much percentage. We'll figure that out. If anyone knows, I have no idea how to do this shit, but I'll figure it out.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
a matter of time.
Guys, we're slowly improving the podcast and the stream. Maybe in the future we'll have more of an agenda. And you know what I'd like to do? Do any of you guys know of TBPN? This is one of my favorite pods. They're so fucking awesome. You guys ever heard of TBPN?
No.
Uh-uh.
They actually don't have a big following, but like my audience, I'd like to think a very niche followers. Like most of my people here are not watching TikTok and stuff. They're like older aerospace people or like people into like I don't know, like Lightpath was an interesting company like that I was brought up and like all these cool companies and I'm like regular people don't hear about this. You don't talk about on this with your friends, and so I like to think
I talk about Hover with mine.
niche. We have an interesting niche of followers, which I really like. And these people also, very few people watch this, but the people who do watch this are all like multimillionaires and billionaires watch this podcast. So giving you guys a little in if you want to know what the real rich people are watching.
Or wearing in your case.
Mhm.
or wearing Laura Piana. That's right. Go shop there. TVPN. I have to figure this out. I really want to have a show like this. Look at this. They got like stock tickers in the bottom. They got their sponsors and like the headline and what they're talking about. They got like this whole awesome like ESPN kind of look.
Are you sharing it or are you just looking
Oh,
at it?
my bad. I thought I was. There we go.
We need a production.
You guys,
yeah.
I need to improve. I'm learning. We're getting there.
We'll get
Okay.
there.
But look at this. This is
We need a
impressive.
production manager. These people have like.
They have a studio. Yeah, they're together.
Yeah.
They got a studio. No, we're not on
We'll
this
get
level,
there.
for sure,
We'll get
but,
there.
I mean, I
I
can
don't
do.
think
I
they're
gotta figure
together.
out some basics like the tickers and the having this whole awesome like it feels like CNN or something. Or
We all need to wear the OG like white shirts and jackets too.
I don't think
True.
they're together. If they were together, they'd be sitting together. I think they are on screens.
No. They are together. I've seen in
Oh,
video.
there they are. Okay.
Yeah. They're just. I don't know.
It's the same thing as like the downtown Josh Brown. Like they're in studio and have people come in and whatnot. We'll get a studio
Yeah.
together someday.
I mean, I guess if billionaires are going to be watching us, I will put on a jacket from now on. And you know what? I'll do my hair and these people look like studs. They know what they're doing. They probably have a freaking like lady to freaking help them a little before they go on air. We're just popping up here, but hey, when Hover reaches multi-billion-dollar market cap, guys, we will have some production money in for you guys. But
There you
at
go.
least for
I like
now,
it.
we can just do some basic hat giveaways of hover hats, maybe not this, but
And those hover hats are the most sought after hats on the stock market, man.
Hover and Rocket Lab. People like those hats too.
Yeah.
actually, I really want a Robin Hood hat. Robin Hood hats are pretty nice.
They'd probably send you one.
I actually really like Robinhood stock and Airbnb stock. Just a little side tangent for no one who knows. But I don't really talk about them because there's a lot of people who talk about them and they're not penny stocks. But very interesting companies if you guys want to take a look at that. TBPN, Ondas, OTT, all the interesting stuff we talked about today.
One we didn't get into, which is not so much of a sidetrack since we just had our little Greenland little communication there and those other guys thing, but that's CRML though. That's CRML. Daddy Trump's pumping that out. What will we get? Could we get the 25% ownership of the whole what's that? What's the mine that they have that's like 50% of Earth's rare minerals? It's called like Tanzadika or whatever. What's it called, Nicole?
Tan Breeze.
Tambreeze, yeah.
Wait, Trump said he wanted to invest 25% in it?
Yeah, there was like speculation that like because 75% of the mining situation there is accounted for, but there's 25% of it that's not accounted for yet. So there's been talk that it could go to the United States.
Well, that's a kind of a sketchy topic for CRML because the CEO shared that rumor article from Reuters, and then it turned out to be a rumor, and then the stock went down, and then now everyone thinks he's a pumper because they shut up all the way to 30. But technically, that's not his fault that Reuters is publishing news about his company and then he's sharing it on X, that'd be normal, I guess. I don't know. I guess I don't know.
I'll tell you
Nicole,
that knack had a crazy ride. It had that beautiful up to what, like a couple bucks or whatever, and then you had that one thing you put out about the something about they weren't going to get the Pebble Mines or something happened with the Pebble Mines. Then it came all the way down to like 70 cents, and then went like 80 cents for a while, and then it's right back up to where it started. If you take that dump down to 70 cents, then it went for like a month or whatever, it's actually on a nice uptrend. It's actually quite an astonishing chart, that NAK. Very, very astonishing.
And there's a lot less EPA left than when they upheld the veto. That's why it crashed. But the insiders sold. So you could say that the insiders for this company gave people a heads up that it was gonna the veto was still gonna be a problem. But now I don't think it is. They redid the Clean Water Act. They made a new one. So this Pebble Mine veto is standing on no legal case anymore. I think
Nicole,
it's
you
gonna
seem
go.
to be really loved in the chat. Gabrielle's calling you a stock prophet, and I've seen many comments. Everyone loves you, really, and they love you because you make them money. She really has good calls. Everyone's talking about. All right, Nicole, I'm your biggest fan. I owe you my knack shares. I owe a ton of Huma because of Nicole and not selling. Bag held knack until a positive gain was shit scared. What? There was a lot of comments I've been seeing. People are really, really happy about your picks. You've been making people money. I only know about stocks because of Nicole. Started watching her TikTok back in April. She made me go into the stock market. That's really cool to know.
That's
actually,
a huge. Yeah, it's a compliment.
I'm not on TikTok, and honestly, maybe I should open a TikTok, start talking to some folks there.
Nicole is tops. She's tops. She has an absorbing personality. She's magnetizing.
All you have to do is upload your videos from here and put them on TikTok, and then people will see it and then watch it here.
Yeah, but they're so long form. I don't do short form like you. And
Yeah, you just gotta do short form.
Brain is a little different than YouTube brain. People are not, you swipe right away. I mean, it's just a natural way of how the platform was built. So
yeah, you have to time yourself, I guess. Little announcements.
But it is cool that you get people into the stock market and into companies. Like, I want more people to know about Hover and companies I like. So I think I will start a TikTok. Very sad that you got banned. Like, you were actually helping people out. I hope you continue.
It's not that bad.
But yeah, guys, if you don't follow Nicole, please follow her on X and YouTube. You'll get it. She really deserves it. And she got banned from TikTok, which really sucks. So.
Hey, Matan.
Give her some love. Yeah.
You know how you like to do like historical videos sometimes? You know what might be an interesting one for you to do one time? Because you'd probably do a good job at it. Maybe like the history of the stock market in regards to like how the dynamics of things changed once people could just buy stuff from their phones on Robinhood versus like you had to get like a license to be able to mess with like, E-Trade and Fidelity. It was like the hoops you had to jump through wasn't as simple as like, buying some stock like while you're flipping the fries at McDonald's or something like that. And the stock market seemed to have a little bit of a rush. That'd be an interesting video. I'd watch that as a fan, as a consumer.
I love Robinhood because of what you said. They innovate in doing these new things. They innovated in bringing stocks to the masses. Just like people know about some stocks from Nicole, on a grander scale, Robinhood did the same thing Nicole's doing. Regular people, everyone knows about the stock market, but it's like a far fetch from people unless it's really like in your hands now. Back in the day, you'd have to call our broker and all this. There's a lot of friction. So it was seen as like something only the rich people would do. And fair enough. And also that's what we were taught, right? Robert Kiyosaki, ESBI, right? You don't invest until you're a business owner. You're not a business owner until you're self-employed. You're not self-employed until you're employed. You got to go through these steps, which is true. But what Robinhood did was allow you to skip those steps, and regular people, regular employees can go invest their money and become investors and skip being business owners and self-employed and all this stuff. and people are very scared of things like real estate after the '08 crash. Also, people don't have a lot of money to be buying real estate. Real estate's also not easy, not liquid, and it's also just very, very tough for many other reasons we don't have to get into. But stocks, Robinhood made it super easy, and that really changed the game. And that's why you're right. Every stock is going up because of things like Robinhood.
Because of that, if you look at the Dateline,
What's next? I mean, now they're revolutionizing, making crypto more accessible. Someone
What's
earlier
next?
spoke about
Tokenization.
get the Robinhood credit card. I would love that. I can't.
Whoa.
I need to invite 10 people. So if any of you here don't have Robinhood Gold, let me know, and I would love to invite you. But they're getting into finances, right? They're basically becoming a bank. Soon, you're going to be able to get a mortgage and buy real estate. Robinhood's going to get into real estate, and you're going to be they're working with a mortgage lender, and you're basically going to be able to get a loan on your stock brokerage account and buy houses, leveraging your stocks. They're getting into so many things. And they're freaking good at succeeding at it, to say the least. Like their platforms, they're intuitive.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see like which 1%ers and which politicians, like all these big whales, they were like, oh man, the peasants are gonna pump our stocks for us. You know what I mean? Like the entire stock market's like 4x since Robinhood came out. You know what I mean? They're like,
one more big
load
thing
up before the peasants get in.
One more big thing, there are copycats to Robinhood, right? You have SoFi, you have a lot of other companies, but why is Robinhood the GOAT? First of all, they're first. And I think what I really like is just like Airbnb, they're founder-led. You have Vlad Tenev, who's the CEO of Robinhood. He's not just a CEO, he's the original founder. He made the company, and that matters so much more. Just like Airbnb and Brian Chesky, just like Brandon Robinson and Hover. If Steve Jobs was still around, Apple would be the biggest company in the world. That's just a fact. That's for sure. Apple has not innovated because of who's at the helm.
They'd be teaming with Brandon Robinson.
Apple's just copycat. Apple's just a copycat company now. Like, what are they actually innovating in? Like, they haven't made anything new in years. But you have, the founders matter a lot. So that's why I like Robinhood. That's why I like Airbnb. Yeah. Thanks for letting me touch a little about Robinhood there. But I really like the company, but I'm not going to be making videos about them because it's just so big. So I don't know. All right. We are getting pretty late here. Nicole is the GOAT. Only stock fans. Long live the queen. Just clip a few parts. I think that is a good start. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. All right, guys. I guess I'm going to open a TikTok, so I will let you guys know. If you don't follow me yet on X or join my Discord, that's where you can get my live info on when I'm going live and if I open a TikTok and whatnot. So go check me out on those platforms. Should be in the description below. Nicole, do you still believe in XBOTF?
Yes, of course I do. That's
What
the
is that?
humanoid robot. That's the robot girl, Aria. That is a companion robot.
Oh,
And
nice.
Not a sex bot? Companion?
Yeah.
Look it up. Let's go. Come on.
Okay.
Hey
Hold
Nicole, what was that play you
I'm
called
curious.
out MBot? MBot, you said they had to wait for some approval. What's up with MBot? The approval come or is it coming?
They're approved and they're going to have an earnings. They got adopted at Emory Hospital. That's a big move for them. So they're going to integrate in a lot of hospital networks, I feel. It is a slower road. That's why they drop. Biotechs always drop after approval. But they're a device.
Yeah.
Very bullish.
Okay. All right. Let's check this out. All right. You guys can see now. Robots designed for human interaction. So this is an OTC, I'm assuming, right? Because of the ticker?
Yes.
I hate OTCs.
I know they're slow roads, but this is my most hopeful OTC.
Come on, scroll down. Get to the good stuff.
They're
Let's see
just
what it
not
looks
on
like.
Robinhood, Robinhood
Feature
should
of human
innovate.
robot interaction.
Robinhood should really add OTCs.
Transcending the barrier between men.
This is
Sorry,
going to
what?
be the reason the human demographics are going to completely fall apart. We're no longer going to
Birth rates are gonna go down to nothing. We're gonna vanish.
Exactly.
She can also work in like customer service. So if you go
Okay.
like, to
That's cool.
like receptionists and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously they're gonna look better, but she looks really fake, right? They're gonna get better, I guess.
After
Yeah.
a couple drinks,
all
she'll do.
They all have really good resting bitch faces.
They're companions. And they connect to the AI. So she connects to these
There we go.
language models.
He's got a resting bitch face too.
I think
He's
this
got
is
plastic surgery, bro.
I think this is how OpenAI will make money. If they're connected to robot companions, that would help them.
Do you think people want to see a robot that looks like a person, or more like a figure robot, or all the other robots, Optimus, that you know?
I
you
mean,
can tell it's a
honestly,
robot?
you look at how people are now; they're almost robots already. So
True.
Who's Susan?
So-
Look
Preach.
up Susan Summers' ex-husband. Who's Susan Summers' widow? Ham, Daniel Ham. He got one that looks just like her. They're
Wow.
like, and they can be at like sit with old people and stuff, all sorts of stuff.
Wow.
That guy is kind of ugly. I don't know why they made the guy look like that, but I definitely think this is
is there going to be like NIL if you're someone really cool and you get a robot that looks like that person? You got to pay royalties to that person.
Ha.
I don't know. But you can make it look like people you want.
Anyone
Yeah, and
seen
legally
Terminator
just move
before?
the freckle. Move the freckle,
Yeah.
different person.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, Skynet. Oh yeah, Skynet. Good ass movie.
We're well
This
past
is
Skynet.
interesting. I didn't know OTC has less shorting. That's pretty interesting. To anyone who wants to look at OTCs, but my big friction is it's not on most platforms, and I just don't want to open I don't know. I guess that's a bad excuse. Some
Yeah.
shitty brokerage
And
account.
I traded
You
Bombardier
have
and
to use,
UTC.
no, it's like on Charles Schwab, which is shitty.
Good job,
bot.
Mark.
Oh, really? I actually have Schwab. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's where I get all my over the counters.
Actually,
Yeah.
the only reason I have Schwab, interestingly enough, and another bullish reason for Robinhood, I only got Schwab to put cash in Schwab and then transfer it to Robinhood because Robinhood was giving a 2% bonus on any transfers from other brokerage accounts.
Oh,
So I literally just did it as a mediary to get free money because I had like a good amount of cash I wanted to put in Robinhood. And I'm like, why am I going to put in directly and I can get 2% transferring it? So
that's a good idea, actually.
yeah, and Robinhood does these promotions like all the time. They have awesome promotions, like really, and they have the best credit card in the world. There's no credit. Actually, never mind. They have the best credit card in the world. It's accessible to consumers. The best credit card in the world is like billionaires have it. Like they have a gold card that's unlimited. Like there's no credit limit.
On the topic of credit cards, is it true that like the latest Trump edict was he's forcing all credit card companies to knock down interest rates all to 10%?
Something like that. He had said he had declared it, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
Because he also declared the thing about Bitcoin being used to buy houses. And he also said that big companies couldn't buy homes anymore. Which that kind of crashed open,
That's
but
right.
it shouldn't.
He wanted to get rid of he wanted to get rid of institutional investors in homes.
Yeah.
My
But
buddy Daniel here, a friend of mine, actually tried to correct me. Bullshit. Best credit card is
Shout out to
Centaurian
Daniel.
card. Daniel, I don't know if that's true, but maybe he's right. Daniel has like 100 credit cards. So actually the craziest thing I've ever seen. I haven't seen someone with more credit cards. So maybe he's onto something. But at least to what I know, Robinhood is one of the best. So and like the guy said, Robinhood should let you buy warrants. They should let you buy OTC. Maybe they will in the future. If Schwab has them, actually you can buy warrants on Schwab too. That's kind of like, oh, Robinhood, why aren't you doing that at least? So Maybe they'll get into that. Maybe there's a lot of nitty gritty SEC stuff there. So just a matter of time, I believe. I mean, Vlad Tenev is literally trying to monopolize the financial market. Like he's going to take over everything. So I'm not worried. Really love the company.
I think they're good.
Come surf her Crevex. Is he talking about the robot? Oh, customer service.
Cervix.
Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. I thought he was talking about like the sex robot or something.
Oh, real quick.
Probably
So
is.
the hover Reddit too. Anybody that's newer to hover, go on Reddit. It's the HOV stonk. There's a lot of good investor packages, a lot of good updates on there. The moderators do a really good job of keeping a lot of junk off there, and it's very straightforward. There's a lot of very nice information, all timelined out. So if you want to know about hover, check out the Reddit. I'm pretty sure Death Smiles has got something locked and loaded for after the earnings and stuff, because he's going to do the earnings one with us on Wednesday. And I was talking to him earlier today. Like he's got like some different outcome type situations of like if this happens at the earnings. That guy's very organized, and he's on the ball. Like he's very strategic minded, and he's got a couple of things I think he's going to put out depending upon what they say. So it'd be very nice. So yeah, please do check out the Reddit. Stay informed. Knowledge is power.
Big companies cannot invest in single family homes. Genius. Is that true? I didn't know. Isn't BlackRock buying up homes?
He just said it. He just
That's
said it. It
yeah.
doesn't mean it's happened.
He's making
yet.
the statement that
Yeah.
big companies shouldn't be able to, but yeah, right now these large institutions are buying up homes like crazy. That's what's jacking the price of homes so much, making them more affordable.
Yeah.
The
I mean
thing
that
the thing is though that people don't understand. You need that as much as like it sounds like, oh, well, why are they one company going to own the whole real estate market? I mean, they won't, but they're going to own a lot of it. But you kind of need that. If not them, who's buying it up? It's just supply and demand. It's just market. It's just the market is the market. And the point is, we need builders. We need new houses. We need people to rent. Most people rent. You need a landlord to rent. If there's no landlords, who's going to rent? It's going to be these big companies, and they have the means to it. Regular people are struggling, and even if you have the means for it, real estate is a hard industry. I'm a realtor. I know this industry. It is extremely dynamic, and regular people, employees, you going through all your life as a student and then as an employee, you're used to what you know. It's very dynamic. There are sharks. There are, this is not a simple game for people. And so, yeah, it's just natural evolution. I think that, the best, niche into like companies, family offices, hedge funds, all these like different industries, they niche down to like what they know, and this is what they know. And certain people are in the real estate game, just like there's certain people in the banking game, and in the, every industry has its own type of people, right? Like 7-Eleven, you go to 7-Eleven, it's like known, like all 7-Elevens and Subways are all owned by Indians, right? Like, why aren't we regulating the Indians?
Hey, maybe they're Pakistani.
Sorry, guys.
Maybe
if
they're
anyone's
Pakistani.
Indian there, I love to talk and joke about the Indians. But
all right, but with that too, I mean,
stores. Wait, what do you think about Open Door then? When they said that they're going to take away realtors, and Open Door wants to be like the Carvana of homes, where you don't go to a real estate, you can just.
I'll tell you my opinion. I'll tell you my opinion as a realtor, and as I spoke about Surf Air Mobility before. Competition is hard. There will be a lot of friction fighting back, not just with the realtors. There's board of like, every state has like a board of realtors. There's a lot of regulation in real estate. It's not going to be very easy to do that. And my point is with Surf is like, let's not compete with the brokers who are operating and flying and doing it with all and brokering the aircrafts. Let's help them. Let's be complementary to them. And there are actually a lot of services that help realtors. There's tons of services.
Well, they said
the complimentary ones, make it to market, make it to my MLS, and make it to my pocket. Open Door, good luck. If they do succeed, huge potential, but very hard to compete.
They said they want to do it where they help realtors like connect. So if that would be something, I don't know.
Speaking of
just
open
like
door,
Dean says here, open buys and sells. They're not owning to rent. Yeah,
The
they're
same
Speaking-
Carvana model. The same Carvana model. Carvana is not going to give you market price for your car, unless it's the market's going crazy, like what happened in COVID, because there was a shortage. But for Carvana to they're going to undercut you so you can move it quickly.
I remember looking at Open Door when it was 50 cents for like a month. I was just kind of looking at it like, yeah, fuck this,
Right.
fuck this. I looked at Open Door for like 50 days straight and it was 50 cents. And then I just forgot about it and then it went up and whatever. Anyway, I'm going to say it. I told Matan, I'm saying it to you guys. I'm going to predict Playboy. It's been $1. That thing has been like run down and forgotten about. Playboy is at $1. PLBY. Playboy.
But why? But why? Are they building sex robots now? Like, what's going on?
That's
with
what I was
Playboy?
telling you, bro.
Yeah, nobody.
That's what I was
nobody buys
telling
magazines
you.
anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
It's
telling you,
dying
they
company.
bound for it. They bound for some hot news, man. I'm telling you. Sex robots, Playboy, next
I
pump.
mean,
Pure
magazines are
speculation.
gross.
But let's see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just want to have bragging rights when it happens. I'll be like, hey, remember that one day? Yeah.
Dean, I am not a racist, but hey, everyone's a little racist. Indians, I love to joke about them. They're a very funny culture. They have a lot of funny things about them. And look at you. You're talking about Greeks now. They own all the diners. Is that a little racist? I don't know. Who talks about the Greeks? But
I think he's just playing with you.
I know it's fine. We're having fun. This is we're 2 hours in, guys. We're kind of way past the agenda. We're just having fun. We should probably wrap it up soon. It's getting a little late.
It's a good thing you can't
This is
send
fun.
pictures in this chat because that one guy, he ain't in there today, but he likes Mark a lot. You'd be sending him some personal pics if you could.
I saw a video yesterday. This was I'm not kidding. I was laughing for 10 minutes. I was watching the video on repeat because I couldn't comprehend. It was in India. Okay, it was a family in India. They're sitting outside for a dinner and just having a nice dinner, and the table explodes, bro. Just boom, like a bomb.
From
bro.
what?
Out of nowhere. I don't know. That's what I was trying to watch the video a million times to understand how it exploded.
Are
They're
you
just eating
sure it wasn't
food.
AI?
No, it was not AI. It was definitely not AI. I know it wasn't. It was the craziest. It was so
Must have been
funny.
the curry.
Yeah, that's what.
Shit's explosive.
Yeah, for real.
I
I
definitely
have to
thought,
find the video and send it to you guys. I'm just picturing it in my head again. I was nonstop laughing. It was so crazy.
I saw a video where they said they were putting up Trump street signs in Iran, and then I was like, "This is definitely AI." No, it was very clear. Well,
That it was AI or it was true.
it was AI. It was 100%, and then people believed it, and then I was like, "This isn't good." The people in the crowd didn't look Iranian; they looked like British people. So
They
that
look
was,
Persian.
I'll show you guys the video and tell me if it's AI. I know you guys
they
will
looked
be like,
like
oh, this is definitely
Ukrainians,
not AI.
but they were
You'll
like
see.
very. I know it wasn't that bun.
Anyways, Playboy, interesting. We can buy the whole float of Playboy. So maybe Anthony has a point, guys. Let's short squeeze Playboy. I don't think we have the power to do that, but hey, maybe if you can get this to Amit, if you guys know Amit, the live streamer, daily on YouTube, like 10,000 daily watchers, crazy. Awesome for him. What's a magazine? That's right. I don't know, but I know what a short squeeze is. So let's make some money. Matan's gonna marry an Indian chick. Watch my best bet. That's very funny, Dean. Definitely not gonna happen though.
I would love to marry an Indian woman, then I could get good home cooked Indian food with good oils. Some
No,
good.
bro. Italians have the best oil, bro. Olive oil.
No, but my problem with Indian food is it's usually low grade oil. Like I'd like to see an Indian restaurant that uses high, like olive oil or something. It's got to be possible. If it doesn't look pretty, I don't care. I just want it to be healthy.
There's one thing I do like that India has: naan bread. Naan bread is yummy.
The garlic, though, you got to get the garlic naan.
Hey, we should get some garlic shipped from India. Isn't India like spice capital of the world or something?
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Still,
All right, guys. Are you guys having fun? Are you guys chill? Should we wrap it up? I know you got kids, Nicole. You got to put them
Oh,
to
yeah.
bed if you're not already in bed.
yeah, I gotta go.
Okay. All right. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, tune in Wednesday
Sorry to-
morning. Give
Sorry
me a
to
shout
everyone
out
we
for-
couldn't get to the comments. You guys are a lot of fun. You know what, Mark and Anthony, you want to stay a little more, like 10 more minutes?
Yeah, we can if you want.
All
Sure.
right, let Nicole go. I want to get some of the
Okay,
comments.
so-
We're having fun.
Maybe we can do it next week.
Definitely.
All
Yeah,
right.
whenever you're down, Nicole, we're down. Honestly, we can do this more often. This is
Okay.
fun. And people loved you still. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Have a
Bye.
beautiful evening.
Bye.
All right. Wow, I feel like the vibe changed instantly.
It did.
Do you want
Watch-
to blast through the comments? Just speed read that shit?
watch the numbers of our people watching. Just like go to
Oh,
5.
yeah.
Be like, well, we're back to our regular 5. Nicole, thanks for the
Now I
bump.
gotta start taking my shirt off. Oh shit!
No, stick your clothes on, dude.
Here
Keep
we
your
go.
clothes
Hey.
Just kidding.
All right, you want to speed through the comments?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, rock through them. Rock through them. Yeah.
All right, I'll go through some we missed. Drop commissions to 1% and more buys and sells will occur. Right. In the real estate market, you mean? Yeah, but then when does it end, right? Then you're going to say drop to 0.5. Realtors are going to be fighting over 0.5, 0.75.
I got a house in Mountainous, North Carolina. I'll be glad to pay a 6% commission if it sells. So
That's right. If
If
anyone
they're
wants to
doing
buy a
the job.
house in North Carolina.
yeah, it's
Mark has a
gorgeous.
dope house, guys. He's being humble. It's a dope
4,000
house.
square feet. We're gonna do a podcast from there.
And how much are you selling it for?
830.
830. Not even $1 million.
Nice.
Crazy. What a
Nice.
big. He showed me the property. That property in Miami would easily be like 2-3 million, probably. I don't know. Depends on location, right? But beautiful place, guys. Yeah, we'll definitely show that sometime. Only if they go international open will blast up. Okay. I don't know about that. I don't know if they're even going international, but they're going to go in with XBOTF. Let's see what this whole robot world is going to be all about. That'll be interesting, but we should maybe talk a little about that in the future. We haven't talked too much about that, but we can
Robots?
do a pod. Yeah, robots are really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget Allegiant Airlines picked up Sun Country SNCY. I have no idea anything about that. Do you guys know what he's talking about?
I don't.
No.
Is Sun Country
Sorry.
just a small regional airline, or is that actually a location?
Not sure. No input. Sorry, my guy.
SNCY.
Maybe Nicole would have had an input. Don't know what that one is. He's definitely from Nicole's channel. I can say it actually shows me who's from mine and who's from Nicole's, which is pretty
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Wait until 4 a.m. Eastern time. They would get killed. $1.5 billion price versus $800 million market cap currently. Okay. You want a Greek girl for that food. Anthony loves the oils. Curry. Yeah, that's why British went there. Oh, to India.
We're
That's
talking
right.
about India.
Well, is that why? Because the British literally went everywhere. Where did they not go?
It's true.
Well, I mean, wasn't it the whole idea of Christopher Columbus? He was trying to find the Orient.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was
got lost in
it was all
Really?
for like spices. Yeah.
That's interesting. Thanks, guys. This was great. I came for Nicole, and we'll follow y'all. Awesome. And
thanks so
also, Mark and Anthony don't have a YouTube channel, but you guys can check them out on X. So yeah, definitely check them out. And also on Reddit, we're also talking on there, but more on X. Reddit's more like just so you guys know about the stocks that we're into. If you guys want to start looking at Hover. And SCWO. We haven't.
If somebody looks at my ex, mine's crazy. I only post about Hover. Yeah, that's all we do, baby. Just hover all day.
You know what? This is a great question. 3% guy says, "What's y'all's biggest investment?" Anthony, yours is
Hover. Hover.
Mark, what's your biggest investment?
Tesla, Rocket Lab, and Hover.
Number one, though.
Oh, geez, I don't know. It's probably Rocket Lab right now.
Interesting. Mine is Tesla, actually.
We're going share count.
Dollar value.
Dollar value.
Hover.
Yeah, share count. I mean, with the penny stocks for it, that would be different.
Yeah, I'm
SPWO would probably be it
sporting.
for me.
I'm sporting a quarter in Rocket Lab right now. So,
Nice.
Thoughts on ASTS and NBIS? I like ASTS. I think they're an amazing company. I think the price is just way too high for me, and it's too late. And I don't know how much more I can gain from it. I really don't know. What do you guys think? And NBIS, I actually don't know anything about that.
Yeah, like ASTS, they could double at the end of the year or more. It is very exciting for the people that got in when it was $2. I will tell you this: the people at $2, my hat's off to you. That's got to be a fantastic feeling. You probably don't have to worry. That's generational money right there. If you put a nice fat load when it was $2, now it's Jesus H.
Wow. Yeah. What is it at? Like $1,000 or something now? No.
40 or 70 or something. $2 to 40 to 70.
$100. My bad.
$100, yeah.
Did they split or something? I don't know.
No, they just keep pumping. That's what good companies do. That's what Hover's gonna do.
Honestly, it's only $35 billion market cap. It's actually not as big as I thought. A lot of room to grow still.
Yeah.
ASTS, that's basically the competitor to Starlink, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And then
that's right.
some. And then some. They're probably not a one-trick pony, but yes, that's my basic understanding as well.
Yeah. NBIS, any thoughts on that? I don't know anything about it.
No,
Me
I
neither.
got nothing
I looked
on
at the ticker before, but I forgot.
Sorry, my guy. When will we have a
50-50. That's not bad.
Wow. Dean is asking, when will we have a meetup for Hover Group? At what price explosion? That's crazy. That's crazy. So he's asking that. Mark brought that up for the first time yesterday.
Yeah,
on a
I'd be all
call.
for a meetup if we wanted to set it up either like somewhere in the East Coast.
That would be really fun. I never thought of that until Mark brought it up yesterday. And I'm like, that's a super cool idea. I don't know if people would show up. I don't know if I have a big enough audience, but hey,
We should
if
do
you're
it in San
asking for it,
Francisco. I heard it's
Dean
real
might
nice.
show up. Dean might show up. Who else might show up? I don't know. That'd be cool. That would be a ton of fun. At what price explosion should we do it? Actually, what price point should we do it?
5 when it breaks 5.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. I feel like that's gonna be real soon.
I hope so, but
Mark's got an airplane. He can go when it breaks 3. He's wherever. He don't care.
The $850,000 question right here.
square footage on the
feet.
house.
Yeah.
4,000 square feet or 3,700 square feet.
Bedrooms, bathrooms, details.
3 bedrooms, 3 baths. Bedroom and bath on each level.
Wow, how
15
big are the
acres,
rooms?
15
three
15
bedrooms,
acres.
bro. Only 3 bedrooms on 4,000. That's really impressive. That's
Show the. You want to pull up the?
I had an open house today.
Did you?
4-bedroom house on 1,400 square feet, and you got 4,000 3 bedrooms. That's crazy.
Here, let me pull it up. I'll send it in the
Yeah,
chat,
sure.
and you can pull it up.
Sure, yeah. Okay, yeah. Since someone's actually maybe interested, let's do it. The warrants are helping open already. Oh, that's interesting. You really like open. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a big fan, but I don't know what happened to my blurriness here. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll start taking a look more. But hey,
I
just
sent it in the
like
private
we
chat.
spoke about, open house kind of is trying to take my position. So I'm not all for that, you know. I actually really like to invest in companies that I like not only believe in, but like I think are like good and moral. Like for example, when UNH went down, United Health, they were probably a pretty damn good investment after that whole ordeal. and rightfully so, and it did actually perform. But I did not want to invest in it. Just like it's just like a shitty company. It's like investing in like, I mean, just bad, right? I like to invest in like net positive companies, even though like there's net negative companies that make money. You know, like life insurance, for example. Life insurance prints money, but I really hate all insurance companies. Are they necessary? Depends. You know, you got you got insurance on everything now, but
I sent it to you in the private chat, Matan.
oh, in here, awesome. Okay,
Oh, your Zillow listing?
Yeah.
I'll pull that up in a
Nice.
sec. You guys want to read the comments a little for me?
I would, but they're too small on my phone.
No worries. Okay. All right.
Actually, I
I
maybe
can read them out if you want.
yeah, go for it.
That's fine. I got it here. All right, it's fine. Here, we'll pull it up and we'll get back to it. I just got it. It's fine. All
Bam.
right, guys. Bam. Mark Berry's house. Look at this. This is awesome.
Look at that
Damn.
nice mountain chateau, 15 acres.
835,000.
Negotiable. That's negotiable too.
Yeah, look at this thing. Beautiful A-frame in the backyard here. It looks like 3
Yeah.
floors. Is it 3 floors? Oh wow.
Yeah, pretty
Look
much.
how
Yeah.
private and secluded. Like your closest neighbor's like a mile away. Look at this view, guys. Wow.
Looks pretty good for a Diddy party. You know what I mean? Nice and secluded.
Yeah, that's where we'll have the hover party.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
hover meetup here would be awesome.
We'll do a hover meetup there.
Yeah, where are you guys all located? North Carolina. Is this like is this accessible to some of you?
Yeah, if you're in
Let
the
us
Charlotte,
know.
Asheville area.
Yeah, I wonder how many people it would be ideal to confirm to have a nice hover party.
Put the address up. Let's go.
Yeah, it was shown on the listing earlier on
Yeah.
the address is on here, so you guys can go back and pause. I'll probably go back there, but huge kitchen. Look at this huge.
Wow.
Is this a bedroom or a like
That's
a
a 20 by that's the 20 by 20 Florida room. It's just this huge sunroom that wraps around.
Okay, this is practically a full.
How long
Yeah.
have you had that place?
I bought it in 2014. Completely
Nice.
remodeled it. Completely redid the all the landscaping. So, yeah,
Very
it was built
cool.
built in 2008.
Wow,
It's
I
a
love
dope
that.
view. It needs a little bit of work. We're currently going to replace a couple of windows because some windows are fogged. But yeah, like this is the third floor where you come out of the master bedroom, and then you just have that loft right there overlooking the mountains.
So cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So cool. Overlooking the mountain and overlooking like the bottom living area.
Mhm.
Very
Yep.
cool.
You live
This
there
is-
now, or where are you
This
moving
is the
to?
basement. No, this I live in Georgia. This is in North Carolina. I go up there quite often, but yeah, this is the basement, which is its own living quarters. A lot of the wood you see is actually wood from the property. I redid all that and had the wood made out so that I could put it up. This is a big entertainment room in the basement as well. Pretty much wired
that
for a bar.
TV that goes down there.
Yeah, so that's actually a big Murphy bed. So you could
Oh.
that could be a fourth bedroom, but you can't advertise it because it doesn't have a egress. But
Egress?
yeah, that
What?
egress. There's no door. There's no door to get out, so it can't be a bedroom.
Mm.
What do you mean? There's no door to get out?
There's
How do
no
you-
exterior door or way to get out. Like if the thing caught on fire, you don't have a window or a door. So
Mm.
How do you get in? A door from the house? What do you mean?
well, the room is internal to the house, so there is no there is the door
Okay,
right there
I know what
to
you
get
mean.
in.
Technically, you need a window and a closet. Actually, I don't know there, but
Yeah,
in Florida, you need a
yeah,
window
yeah.
and a closet for it to be considered a room. But those are kind of like a little bullshit. This is a room. This
It
for all
is, yeah,
intents and
yeah.
purposes.
It's
Yeah.
designed to be a room. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is like the mother-in-law suite in the basement.
huge rooms too. Actually,
I didn't
Oh, yeah.
see the pool table. Where's the pool table?
that got removed. So
vibe.
it is an awesome place if you wanted to host, get-togethers. You could theoretically do like micro weddings there. It's a really, really great location. And you're on 15 acres. When I was there during COVID, pretty much like you would, if you don't want to see your neighbors, you don't have to see them. Like, you can walk around in your birthday suit all you want. They're not going to know.
There's enough room right there to land a hover. You could just land your Cat Ride X7.
You could land an X7 in the yard. Yep.
That's
The
badass.
comments are saying your house is beautiful, by the way.
Thanks, guys. I really do
yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm an engineer.
It's funny, Daniel. I was with Daniel today. We were talking briefly about the house. I told him if he saw it ever, and he said he did, like the Zillow listing, and he said it's 3 bedrooms. And I was like, I don't think it's 3 bedrooms. He said it's like 4,000 square feet. There's no way it's 3 bedrooms with that amount of square feet. And yep, unfortunately, I was wrong. You're right, Daniel.
So it's 1 hour. It's 1 hour from Charlotte Douglas Airport. So like you could be in Europe, you can fly direct from Europe, and only an hour drive from the house. And let's see what else. Starlink.
Dean brought up. Dean, by the way, brought up that we should do this meetup, and at what price target? And he's saying $33. It looks like Dean doesn't want to meet up anytime soon. What about the $5, buddy?
Yeah, some guys on the Reddit too. We were kind of talking months back about like when would we meet up and like meet up with Brandon and stuff like that. Like, like just doing the whole thing. Like we kind of had different things like $25, $30, $50, different things like that. But yeah, there was some talk of that. But it's got to be like, like FU money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
FU money is what Daniel's saying here. $98, guys.
Yeah.
By the time we get to this, Mark's house is gonna be sold. So.
I'll tell you what. If we get to 98, the house is going off the market.
Yeah.
I'll just keep it.
Yeah.
So,
you know what? Fuck
I'll
yeah.
donate the house.
98, keep it, and we host hover parties. Let's do it.
Yeah. No, it's a really, really great
Beautiful.
location.
Oh, I love these are windows from the roof there, right?
Yeah, that's in that Florida room. It's got skylights.
Oh, that's right. Wow.
Wow.
Awesome. And the basement is technically down here, or is it underground?
No, the basement is walkout. Yeah, so that room where you saw where the fireplace was and that kind of like the kitchenette and that the mother-in-law suite is all in that space. Yeah, go back right there. Yep. Go back. One more. Keep going back a few more.
Oh, back. Oh.
Yeah, right there. So like that's walking. This here is walking out onto the patio, and there's like a wet bar and whatnot. That other room is actually wired for a bar as well. The room that's all wooden. If you go forward a few, there's actually wired up for a bar. That was the whole intention there was for that to be like an entertainment room.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you can see there's like what is this? Like a drain for water, like.
So it's interesting. There's a drain right there, and I had a plumber actually come and look at it, and he said that they misplaced the drain when they built the house because if you go like one more over,
it's like for a Diddy shower party.
Yeah. So there in that closet there is where the HVAC system was, and there's a drain there as well. Of course, you got to have like an emergency drain. So they like misplaced the drain. I literally just need to concrete that other drain in.
I love the lighting. There's spotlighting everywhere. It's very bright, and also the leveling of the different ceilings.
And I did all that myself.
Wow. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah. Let's see the rest of this. People really liked it, so let's. Oh, I guess that is 46 and 47. Oh, this is what we're ending on.
There we go. Yeah. There's a lot of shit in the garage right now, but there's
It's a nice garage though. It's a nice garage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big actually. Actually, it's really big. 2-car garage plus a lot of storage room. Yeah.
I'm about to hop on an elevator.
Anybody want to see it? Let me know.
Yeah, guys, reach out to Mark.
Thanks for the plug, man.
Absolutely. All right. Geez, Mark B, why are you selling?
It's time to liquidate. I co-own the house with my ex-wife, and we've just decided it's time to move the asset. I'm going to buy a hover stock with it.
Hell yeah. Dean is in New York City, so not far. That's awesome. Nat says beautiful view. Hey, Nats. Crypto is moving up. Astoria, Queens. Wait, what? Oh, New York City and Queens. Okay, awesome. It's beautiful, Mark. You must be an engineer, Mark B. That is right. He's not just an engineer. He is an aerospace engineer. There are all sorts of engineers, but aerospace is like the golden. All right, you guys. There's software engineers, hardware engineers, but that's nothing compared to flying and making. And he's also a pilot, not just an aerospace engineer. He is a pilot. Mark is awesome, dope. Yes, his property is dope, and Mark is dope. So, if you guys want to have a dope time with us,
Michigan State.
let us know if you guys are down for a hover meetup, and we will make it happen. All right, we are dropping by the numbers as Nicole is gone, and we have definitely pivoted from hover and everything. So, I think it's a good time to wrap up here. I guess let's do these last few comments. Model planes plus net worth equals engineer. Ah, interesting. Yeah, good eye there.
We'll do a meetup at 10.
How about at 10? Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds fair. No, I said 90.
I'd have a $500,000.
Yeah.
I could probably take work off that day.
That's a thick room to watch my movie. That's right. Daniel's an actor. He's making movies. See, we have a lot of interesting folks here. We got engineers. We got actors. I don't remember what else. We have a lot of retired people too. Sell shares, real world assets. I have a Suron X for sale, 1,000. Whoever wants it, pick up only. I want to buy more hover. Definitely get some more hover. All right. You guys are great. Drop the links. Links to his Zillow, maybe?
To the house, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do we drop it?
I will drop it right here in the comments. Actually, can you link in the comments? I wonder if
Bam.
there we go. I don't know if you guys have to copy paste that. I don't know if you can click on the link, but all right, you guys have the link, and you guys can reach out to Mark personally. So yeah. Oh, I don't know how to
I'll
follow
fly to
you
the
guys.
house.
My social should be in the description. Mark and everyone's Mark is actually right there at Glass Air, as you can see under his title, at Glass Air 278. That's where
On
that's
X.
on Twitter, on X, any
On
other
X.
platform, just X, right? Okay.
Just text. Or
Right.
Facebook if you can find me.
Okay. Yeah, some people don't have
Yeah.
X.
I'm old school, so
Yeah.
I still use Facebook.
Nats, I would
Love
love to
Facebook.
meet up.
I'm pre-old school.
Uh,
Hell yeah.
Nats,
MySpace.
I would love for you to join us in the Hover Meet. You've been like an OG watching almost every episode, so that would be awesome. I love Hover, and I love the three of you guys. Thank you so much. For
Nats,
sharing
where
all the
are you
knowledge.
located at?
She said, I think she said where she was. No, I don't think so. Actually, never mind. But yeah, no to follow, please. But the house, yeah, at Glacier, like I told you. Anthony is Anthony trading with Jesus. What are you on X? You know what? DM me, dude.
I need to
I'll
rename
send
it.
you everyone's info. Real rug.
Yeah.
Diddy. Yeah. Oh, but the house too. Yeah, I sent you the link. You should have that. Just DM me. I'll send you everything, dude. I got you. Stick
Yeah,
of
whenever
gold
I want to
needed.
go on, I just bug Matam. when I want to go on. You know, that's it.
This was one of the more weirder comments today. I have no idea what he's talking about, but
We can move on.
but welcome to the show.
It was
Aaron.
probably about the Diddy, the white party.
No.
Oh, inspirational home, definitely. Actually, very awesome home to just do anything.
Pick up at LaGuardia, or we may make that happen.
Yeah. Oh, she's in Kansas City.
All right. They got direct flights. They got direct flights into Charlotte.
Cool. Oh, and he is in Northern Virginia.
Oh,
You guys are
cool.
all pretty close. All right, we can make this happen. Awesome.
I might be in up in Manassas a lot more here pretty shortly. So
All right. I think that's a wrap, guys. Any last words?
all good.
Very excited. Very excited for the earnings. It's going to be awesome. Hover.
All right. At this Wednesday morning Hover earnings call. It's going to be very exciting. We're going to be listening to the CEO. And
Anthony, take the mic out of your mouth.
What?
I don't know. You had a lot of noise going on. It's all good.
Oh, my bad. My bad, people.
So as always, guys, catch us on the next live. And until next time, stay thinking, question everything, and peace out.